Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week of Die Party Whiskers and Whiskey, a mouse guard role-playing adventure game that I do with my internet companions. As you may have noticed, we have lost a companion, aka Mythmatic, aka Chester Tumbleton. But in its place, we have someone new, fresh and exciting, and possibly a better beard? Maybe. But let's go and introduce that man. How you doing, Zippy? What up, sir?
Hey, how's it going? My name's Zippy. I stream roleplay on Twitch. that's my shtick. I also do nostalgic video gaming. So
nice. What type of role playing do you do?
I do like D&D, some Pathfinder, and then I do right now GTA 5 RP is
you're beating that dead horse. I like it. Nice.
Yeah, we'll beat it until it is desecrated.
Desecrated. Nice. I like it. So, how long you been streamer?
About 2 years.
Fantastic. Yeah.
2,000 years. Wow, that's really good.
2,000 years. What?
How long you been working for Anubis for? Probably most of that 2,000 years. I'd
probably. Yeah. Love dogs.
Nice.
It's just this jackal head. It's kind of too cute to pass up.
Yeah, I get it. Nice. Well, let's introduce the rest of our cast and crew. We have none other than Kika herself, who I believe is halfway to 2Bs right now.
Yeah, I've been working on my 2B cosplay on stream bit by bit every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Shameless plug. And I've been streaming that, and I've been streaming Final Fantasy IX, in which I try to voice act every single character in the game. And I also stream Dungeons and Dragons.
Fuck yeah. I love me some D&D shit. So, like, do you build the wigs or do you buy them from a specialty shop and cut them? Like, how do you do that?
Buy them. I'm really new with doing things with wigs. I used to just grow my hair out and then cut it and then dye it.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of work. And time.
It is, especially when you want to do multiple cosplays. I can't really go from 2B to Futaba really quick.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Do you cut wigs? Is that how you do it? Or do you buy, like, wigs that sort of match them?
I cut the wigs. I'm still sort of practicing that. Futaba was the first wig that I actually styled.
Nice. You do that on your own head or you use it on a mannequin?
I do it on my own head. It's a lot easier that way for me, because I'm used to trimming my own hair.
Right, look, if I cut my own hair, I can guarantee that I'll miss a spot 100%. Eric can contest to this. As a dude who shaves the sides of his heads, but not the top, that shit's hard work, man. I pay someone else to do that. Because I'll miss a spot. I'll miss a spot, dude. I'll miss a spot.
No, that's why you don't do it yourself, but I just have my girlfriend do it.
See, that's cheating. That's nice.
I just use trimming scissors for my side.
Who's keeping score?
Yo,
I am.
Nah, see, I do some quid pro quo. She has an undercut, so I just do her undercut, and then she does my sides.
Oh, nice.
So you're both gaining XP that way.
Yeah, exactly. We both gain XP this way.
Nice, I like it. Both use your checks for the right purposes.
One day you'll open a barbershop together.
Yep.
Nice.
Well, we sing while we do it, so we're pretty much there already.
Oh, so you're almost a quartet, except you need another person, right? Quartet's minimum 3?
Well, yeah, our dog
Quartet's
sings with us too. It's like a quartet is like a quarter, so it's 4.
Don't fucking.
We have a dog, so you're not wrong.
Don't fucking math me, all right? You're a tricat then. Yeah.
We are yeah, you could say that.
You're a tripod. Oh shit.
We are a tripod.
Damn.
Pretty sure there's a proper term for 3 singers.
It's a single
trio?
duet.
Yes.
Look,
trio.
man. Look. I like you already, but you just took a notch down when you corrected me. So like.
He was just helping the party. He's getting into his role as a player already. Good job.
That's good.
Jerome.
Speaking about the damning, let's go on over to internet famous Eric Vulgaris. How you doing, sir? What up?
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm internet famous Eric Volkers. I'm a part-time Twitch streamer and show producer for Misclicks and player of Pendragon.
Stealer.
Oh, you flatter me.
Damn.
You're
Yeah,
just
That's how I
stealing my
get
fan
all the
fiction at
checks.
this point.
I do a lot of role-playing game stuff, and I'm the game master for this game today, playing Mouse Guard, one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah, I saw that tweet you posted a while back being like, what name your top 3 games? And you're like, Mouse Guard, the other Mouse Guard, and Mice and Mystics.
Hey man, Mouse Guard 2020 is a really good game.
Oh, fuck yeah. Can you imagine Mice getting
Would you play
so-
Cyber Mice? Yeah, would you do Cyber Mice?
I
I'd do
would still
Cyber
be
Mice.
down for that.
How could they make computers? Their computers would be enormous.
I mean, it would be kind of like the rats of Nim. You know,
Yeah.
they would
Nim?
just steal our electricity.
Shit. This is getting too real, boys.
Fucking love Nim.
In the gritty future of 1980, mice
have taken control of our computers. Some die connecting the wires together. We call them the cards. The rest of us live off their dreams. No. So yeah, guys, welcome back to another week. I've been doing a lot of E3 shit, so my coverage is well thought out. As a former industry vet, I have many things to say about video games. None of them you need to know about. But if you want to come hang out with us, right after this show, we will be doing the Bethesda stream. So that'll be fun. Come hang out with us after that. But other than that, Eric, why don't you lead us on a whimsical adventure?
No problem. Thanks, Henley. So, welcome everybody to Mouse Guard. Super excited to have our newcomer, Alex, here as well. Before we get into introducing his character that I brought with us today, I think it'd be good to go ahead and do the prologue and just catch everybody up to speed. This is actually one of the parts of the game. If this is your first time watching, this game actually has a previously on Mouse Guard component to it that can heal players who are hurt.
Yeah,
So,
the only person who hasn't done it yet, I think, is Graham. So, Graham.
Yeah, but
I mean, you need to.
well,
He watched the last episode. So.
Graham. Oh, well, sure, but he also has nothing to heal, so it wouldn't be that beneficial. So Huey or Ellie, would one of you like to take it away to recover either some nature or recover your tired conditions?
So
'Cause you
hang
both
on.
have that.
Before we go any further, you mentioned something to me, or to all of us on the Discord,
I did.
about me
About what?
getting something or whatever. Do you want to go into that real quick? As to what that
Well,
was?
I was going to mention that after we do the prologue.
Okay, yeah, so fine. That's cool. I didn't know if
If you
it's
don't
something I
mind.
could fix with the prologue, so.
Yeah, you good.
I'm good. All right. Ellie, I'll leave this one up to you.
Okay, last time on Mouse Guard, we started off in Spruce Tuck, where Henley's character Huey's unsuccessfully tried to recruit new mice for the Mouse Guard. Well, got one success.
Yeah.
There was a scientist type individual who was
It
going
was a
to go off
botanist,
to-
I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yes, a botanist who was going to go off to Lockhaven. Anyway, along after that, we went off to, what was the name of the place we were going to? Eric?
Dory gift.
Dory
Gift. Yes. I just can't really read the script on the map very well.
Yeah.
Um,
I know, even zooming in doesn't help. It says cursive writing.
yeah.
Anyways.
You think that's bad? Try
Uh,
read the book.
I like
Go
your
ahead.
shirt, by the way.
Thank you. It's my patriotism. Please continue.
The rain was getting heavier and heavier as we were going on our way to Dory Gift. We encountered a apiarist all along the way whose wagon broke down, who was bringing a prized bee to Dory Gift, but Chester was bringing his family's prized bee to Doorgift as well, because Doorgift needed a new queen for their apiary business. So Ellie fixed up that person's cart in short time, and when they got there, the town of Doorgift was getting flooded by the rain. Our mighty mice jumped into action right away and constructed barricades to reroute the water so it would stop flooding.
Yeah, go around.
Yes, go around Doorgift. Afterwards, it was discovered that there were multiple requests for a new queen bee sent out due to the mayor of Doorgift's elderly mayor starting to lose her faculties and her memory. So our group of mouse guardsmice took it upon themselves to try to talk the mayor into stepping down and finding a replacement to prevent further troubles such as this issues.
Yeah.
Good. I got it.
Perfect. Nailed it. So, do you want to recover a point of your spent nature, or would you like to recover your tired condition today?
I'd like to recover my tired, please.
What's
No
your nature at right
That was
now?
your last one, so now you're healthy.
My
1 out of
nature-
4.
Yeah, I'm 1 out of 4.
So you gotta be careful with that, because if you're like me and you go down even further, some bad stuff
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. So there was a point when you failed your it was actually during the point when you were giving the speech to try to recruit people in Spruce Tuck.
Yeah.
It failed. And it failed so much when you put your nature into it that your nature actually reduced from 3 to 2. It went from 1 out of 3, right? To -1 out of 3. So it actually
Yeah.
became 1 out of 2.
Yeah.
And because it hit that 0
Uh-huh.
and it went down to 2,
Uh-huh.
when that happens, your mouse tends to change in ways when your nature actually hits 0 and ticks down. Because of that, we have to talk about changing one of your traits to something to reflect what happens there.
So the way that you described nature to me was that you become less mice-like, right?
Yes.
So I don't.
That's one way. Yeah.
When you described it to me, I didn't necessarily see using or having a lower nature as a bad thing, because I don't see Huey as very much like a. He's almost more human than mouse, like in his, like the way that he acts, and like he prefers to, martial training over like gut feelings or something like that. He's that type of mouse. Yeah. But the way you're describing it now is that like if you forego your mouse-like behaviors too much, then you get punished.
No. So it's two different. The best way of putting it is that there's 2 different types of ways of play. It's like one is a benefit and one it's a double-edged sword is the word I'm thinking of. If you have a high nature, it represents you're just naturally talented and gifted at things. If you have a lower nature, you are more able to learn and more able to teach yourself skills and be more skillful.
Right.
So nature kind of represents just your natural qualities and instincts and tendencies. Mm-hmm. It's not so much that you are wild, like feral. It could be, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. It just means that you're kind of just good at winging it, as opposed to being actually, I know what I need to do in terms of like a learned stance. So having a lower nature, having a lower nature could mean that you are more down to earth. You're more able to learn it. You're more learned and less relying on your mouse's natural qualities.
Right. Okay.
So you're not so when your nature hits 0, you are quote unquote punished. It's just that instead of one of your traits changes to something else.
Okay.
The example in the book that Luke gives is that in his game, one of the characters tapped their persona to do a scientist test to create more scent for the scent border. They failed, and they changed one of their traits to being weasel smell because of an accident with the scientists making the concoctions, made him always smell like a weasel.
Right. Okay.
And so weasel smell became the trait instead of whatever it was before.
So how do you use that positively? Can you not?
Yeah, totally. In the wilds, you don't smell like a mouse.
Okay. So can you... Okay, so that having a negative trait means that it might be easier to use it negatively in the future, right? And do you still get the checks from it?
It's not... It's... Yeah. No, it's just like any other trait, my dude.
Okay, so it's not like it's a special trait or something like that. It just means that we change a trait's evolved.
A trait changes. Yeah, exactly. We're getting caught up on the word negative trait.
Yeah,
and what I meant by that is that you have it's a changed trait. It's a learned trait.
Right,
It's a trait like jaded, right? It's like it's a trait that you have to experience and grow into.
Okay, so
and because of that,
here's what I would recommend: Guards, Honor, and Brave pretty much sums up Huey in a nutshell. I don't want to change those two. I don't mind changing Bold. Bold is fine. We can get rid of Bold. What would you suggest would be a good replacement? Because you made a few in here, but I don't know.
Yeah. Changing Bold's a good idea. So what I'm thinking is, you are very, very. So you've always been someone who you never changed your belief in 6 sessions.
Yeah. Okay.
You've always been without hesitating.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking about is it's not so much rational is what I'm thinking of. It's kind of more like you don't. I don't know. Like you're callous in a way. That's callous is the word I'm kind of thinking of.
Callous as in like I don't care about any other people, like because that doesn't.
Well, it's not that you don't care about people. It's that you can come off as callous very easily because of your decisiveness. You're like, oh yeah, of course this has to get done. Yeah, sorry, that person had to die, or okay, sorry, well, of course we have to do that. That's just the way things work. And if we didn't, other things would happen. And you don't really like sit back and think about stuff.
The same.
Yeah, like you don't. It doesn't. You don't. Your character's like personality isn't changing. It's the traits are changing to represent the new, like how you are acting.
Okay, I'll take callous, and I guess times used reset to 0.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Are we cool with that, Kika? I mean, this is not something that just the game master tells you what it is. This is like a group thing of what we think is the right answer to it.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm interested.
I mean, it makes sense for Huey.
That's what I was thinking, but we can always change it and do something else. Or if we feel like that's not actually what we got to do, then we don't have to do it.
Okay. Okay, callous.
But yeah.
It is very fitting.
Or old fur is another one if you don't have it.
Okay,
because you're like,
yeah, I'm old. And I'm set in my ways, and this is how things go.
Yeah,
he's kind of mouse.
Exactly. He's old crusty mouse, and so that's what I was thinking as well.
Oh, I think old fur can be used. Like in my eyes, can be used a lot more than callous. Like if I wanted to say not participate in something, I could use old fur negatively a lot more than I could use callous. Because callous seems like, if I wanted to use that positively, I can't think of a way I'd use callous positively. But old fur, yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Yeah,
when you have to make a tough call, you're like, I don't let my emotions get the best of me, and I look at the situation, I know exactly what to do. I'm callous.
Really? That's how you see callous? I see callous as like
when you're
vindictive.
Callous means having an insensitive and cruel disregard for others.
Yeah.
So that's what dictionary means.
Yeah. So
sure, it's
okay. Yeah. I think old fur suits better. Callous to me seems, a little
too harsh,
a little too vindictive, a little like Like callous would be like me leaving my tender paws behind to save my own skin. Or callous would be sending someone to do a task that I was assigned to do so that I don't have to do it. You know, things like that. And I don't see Huey being like that at all. So.
Sure. Okay, cool. So then you changed, and that's it. And now we are ready to introduce Graham.
Yeah, Graham.
So, this is where we're at, and this is how you kind of get introduced to the group. So we're getting ready to leave Doorgift. They have, excuse me, I'm not gonna say they. Doris has finally agreed to begin with working with the rest of the town to begin with stepping down and handing over. What do you call that? Is that transition? Yeah, like basically transition of power circumstances for the town of Doorgift. And you guys have been kind of hanging out there a little bit, making sure things are okay in the town. When in a couple days, you guys got a new round of mail, and bringing in the mail is Graham, arriving via the same road from Spruce Tuck down to Doorgift. So you want to describe for us, Graham?
Yeah, Graham he's not a stout mouse, but he's like below average height. He has stone gray fur. His cloak is a hunter's green, but it's kind of faded, kind of looks stone washed and like kind of torn up because he's more of like a wild-ish mouse with his missions. He's always out in the wild. He's always camping, very earthly and stuff. He has a scratch from one of his fights across the bridge of his snout that is like pink. It's not an old wound, but it's not fresh, kind of. So it's just recent. Mm-hmm. He has like a tuft of hair on the top of his head, and he just looks like he doesn't take care of his fur because he feels like he looks great the way he does. On the side, he has a blue book, which is the first edition of the Weatherfield's Guide to Exploring, and strapped to his back, he has his trusty bow.
Yes. Perfect. And you have been tasked by Gwendolyn to deliver the mail right now to Doorgift. And this is the first time you see in the town are Huey and our Eluthium. And I think just for purposes of the game, how about Huey and Ellie both describe themselves one more time for everybody?
Go ahead, Ellie.
I am a mouse of only 15 years old, and I have very reddish fur. I'm a little on the short side, even for my age, but I'm very energetic and enthusiastic.
With no cape, because you're a tenderpaw as well. So,
yep, no cape, a cloak.
Yeah. Huey is a very old mouse. Lots of battle scars, like cut ears, scars on his face, and he wears a like almost bright red armor, like heavy armor from head to toe. He doesn't wear a helmet though. He carries on his back a giant sword, and his cloak is a tattered red. His fur is white as well.
Yeah, at this point, it probably was a gray before, but it's almost all white, right? Yeah, I think I remember you described it in the first session, the salt and peppery.
Yeah, salt and pepper
thing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. So the bell is ringing in Doorgift, representing the middle of the day. It's mail time, and there's some mail getting handed out to different people, and I wanted to just quickly go over that. So, Ellie, you get a letter back from your parents. Tenley and Ethel have both written to you. They are so proud of you, and they're so proud of their daughter and how you're growing up, and they just want to thank you so much for those special jellyweed seeds. They made some. They're planning on making a special cake with them during what's called the Morton harvest in the fall, and they wrote there trying to hoping that you could convince Huey and Gwendolyn to let you spend this festival in the fall in Ivydale with them.
Festivals aren't like super long though, right? Should be just like
That's like
days, right?
The Morton Harvest Festival is a big deal. Kind of all of the Mouse territories celebrate it. It's just that they want your families there, and they want your family there for. It's like if your family wanted to see you for Christmas, right, or Thanksgiving. It's really more like Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And it's just your family's asking, we're gonna make something special with the stuff you made for Thanksgiving. Can you come to us, right? So would you like to respond to them or not, or do you want to ask Huey or anything?
I would probably talk to Huey
or think
first.
on it. Okay, all right then. Well, before that, I'm just going to keep giving the rest of the letters out to everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay, so Huey, along with Huey and Ellie, everybody, there are two other mice with us. There's the paunchy Samuel Tarly-esque mouse, Chester, as well as I described her as Dolores from Westworld, Ingrid Jellywheat.
Mm-hmm.
Only much younger. So Huey, you have a letter ordered from Gwendolyn.
Okay.
With high priority listed on it. You're ordered, like this is a formal order, to return Ingrid to her family. The Jellywheats are still very upset and have begun writing to the actual formal Mouse Guard proper, like to Lockhaven, threatening to slow down production of the fall's scent border reuptake, because you know how the scent border gets upgraded twice, spring and fall, to make it through the year. They're threatening to slow it down and cause these problems. And regardless of what Ingrid wants, or actually, you know what? She doesn't say that. Know what she says to you? All she says to you is she hopes you'll make the right choice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And what are you going to do with that? And I think that's after that you make up your mind. I think that's the point when when Ellie shows up.
Okay. Well, I guess I should talk to the young one then. Oh, not you, Ellie. The other one, Ingrid. Yeah. Can I actually talk to Ingrid?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ingrid saw you reading the letter and it's curious about it. She probably comes up, grabs your arm, and it's like, puts her head on your arm or on your shoulder and says, "Oh, what do you got there?"
Well, this is a letter ordering me to return you to your parents.
She lets go and kind of backs up, and she looks at you and says, you're not gonna listen to that, right?"
I am, actually. However, that doesn't change our agreement, and it shouldn't. However, your parents have threatened to stop production for the scent wall, and far be it from me to wonder why your parents are willing to put all of mouse kind at risk, but they are who they are. It doesn't mean that you can't come and join the guard. You just have to find another way, or convince your parents of that fact.
She's going to refuse to come. She says, "No, I don't believe it. My parents are just being, they're being brash. They haven't gotten used to the idea of me being an adult mouse. They just want to keep me there. You can't make me go back. I want to be a mouse guard with you. You have to take me."
And you can be a mouse guard. You just have to do it in a way that won't make your parents stop working on the scent border.
No, it's just no. They would never do that. It's completely fine. Don't make me go back. I want to be with you.
Here, I'm gonna take out one of the recruitment letters that I have. I'm going to put her name on it. I'm going to put her. I don't know. Does she sign it or whatever? It's like, If you sign this, this is an official recruitment letter where after winter, you can come to Lockhaven.
Lockhaven.
And then you'll be an official recruit. And I will personally see to your training, as we agreed upon. That way your parents get what they want. They stop throwing away all of Mousekind because of some misunderstanding. And you will get the adventure of a lifetime. With me, obviously.
She's not going to sign it unless you're going to try to persuade her. And in fact, I think Chester steps forward and tries to stammer on saying something like, no, Huey, no, it's she's in her rights to stay out here. She's old enough to speak for herself, and she wants to be a mouse guard. She doesn't have to go back to her parents.
Yes, but when the order comes from high up, Chester, that's when you don't ignore it.
Let me see the letter.
I hand him the letter.
And Chester reads, well, see, it's right here. She hopes you'll make the right choice. Well, the choice is clearly that she needs to stay. She's shown that she's been brave and strong, and she has everything that it takes. Her parents just need to get over themselves. And and he actually, like, you know what he does? He pulls out his shield, and he's like, I'm gonna stand my ground here on this against you.
Okay.
She's not gonna go anywhere.
And when the I forget how that. When the jelly wheats stop making scent for the scent border, what then?
There's other mice that can make the sense. I mean, I just don't see how much that much is a problem. I could probably do it myself. If for enough time, I could learn it and it'll be ready for the fall. But no, she's not going back. She's going to stay here with us. You can see that Chester is misguided, thinking that he's still doing what he thinks what Ingrid wants, what's best for them, rather than maybe what's best for you and stuff, right? And so he's like, no.
Chester, what are you, a guard or a mouse?
He looks at you and says, well, I'm a guard.
And he act like one. Don't make me clip you over the ears because of some forlorn thoughts.
I think he's gonna charge you.
Charge.
And I think we're gonna do a fighter test, fighter versus fighter.
Okay.
And he's gonna probably get wrecked.
Yeah. Really? This is happening? Okay.
Yeah, he's not gonna die. But this is just like
a
show of force, right? He's fighting for Ingrid's honor, and it's going to push. Unless,
Is Ellie there?
I mean, you can be.
Yeah, she would probably try to get in between them and keep them from fighting, honestly.
Yeah? You're going to intercede? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. And I'm sure, and Graham, is there anything you wanted to chime in with as you're seeing like this huge drama play out while you're giving out the mail to the town, who is slowly all kind of looking at this?
I'm kind of like, I'm handing out the mail, kind of like frisbeeing it out and stuff, being like, junk mail, jury duty kind of deal. And like, I look and I notice that everybody's just
overdue bills.
Everybody's about to like get into a brawl. And I reach for one of my arrows and I pull it out and I start nibbling on the tip of it. Like, oh boy. I don't know if I'm going to use this, but
are your teeth like cracked from this habit that you have or something?
Oh yeah. He is the kind of mouse that if he runs out of arrows, he'll rip off like a twig or something, and he'll like kind of chew the end of it into a fine point and start flinging it.
You're a fleecer.
Awesome. Okay, so this is getting the commotion of the town. Okay, so Ellie, you want to step in before they're getting ready to like throw down.
Yeah, she basically just like steps in like with a hand out to each of them and is like, whoa, wait, calm down. Like we don't need to fight. Chester, you don't need just calm down. Like I know you're friends with Ingrid and everything, but it's not worth just attacking another guards mouse for? Don't.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a persuade test for me?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's how that would go.
Right. I assume you're. It sounds like you're persuading him.
Yeah.
Chester has a will of 2. Okay.
He has a will of 2.
Yeah. He's a will of 2, and I think he's gonna call on suspicious. And I think he's gonna be like, now Ellie, I have nothing against you, but like, this is Ingrid can make up her own mind, and us spruce talk mice, we're rational mice, and we know what's right, and this isn't right. What Huey's doing isn't right. That's not what the mouse guard would do. So
yeah, my persuader is 2. Can I use generous negatively? Like, I might be going kind of easy on him because he's sort of my friend, and I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Like,
you're not trying to like plead and force him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, get that check.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Let me roll mine.
So that makes me.
Because he's not trying to persuade you; he's just trying to defend. So that's just his will, and that's 2, and he's helping with 1.
And so I just roll 1 because I.
So you have to. Yeah, I got a 1. So you have to beat a 1.
You can do it.
You tie.
Yeah.
So not only did you earn yourself a check for being generous and trying to give him the benefit of the doubt here, you also tied.
Yeah.
So at this point, do you want to do something? You didn't roll a 6. You rolled a 4.
Yeah,
So do you want to use another trait to break the tie in Chester's favor? Do you want to try to do a tiebreaker roll, or what? Or do you have a wise you could use? You couldn't use a wise to reroll failures because you don't have any failures.
Yeah.
Did you only roll
So it's
one
really
dice?
you only rolled 1 die. So you have your options here. Those are your 2 choices. Because you didn't roll a 6 and you have no failures. You can either spend a check, or you could either use a trait negatively that's not generous. So you have to use a different trait that you have to break this test into Chester's favor, or you can go ahead and go to another will versus will test for the tiebreaker. If you break the tie in Chester's favor, you earn 2 additional player checks.
Jesus.
Yeah, breaking ties in other people's favor is really good.
I'm just trying to figure out how I would use one of mine.
What's the other trade you got?
Maybe fiery might work. Like my attempts to persuade him, like unintentionally rile him up, because like I might like raise my voice a bit and like use like a sort of irritated tone.
Oh, yeah. I think I see what I think I see what happens. So you're trying to plead with him, and you're trying to be soft with him, and like really be diplomatic and delicate with him.
Yeah.
And he calls you out on it and says, like,
"Oh my god."
Yeah, and he's like, "No, like I'm a big mouse. You can treat me, don't." He takes it like you're being patronizing,
patronizing
or condescending, and I think he lashes out at you, and says, I don't need this, and
I'll make my own mouse guard with blackjack and hookers.
Yeah, and so you earn 2 more checks for breaking it in his favor, so that's really good.
Yo, I got checks for days, son.
I think he says so I think him and Ingrid are going to go back to Spruce Tuck, but he looks to you, to both of you, and says, we're not done here.
Does
as he
Billy
leaves.
take his to fucking recruitment letter? Like, what does she do?
Yeah, I imagine Ingrid signs it.
Sorry,
right?
Ingrid,
Like
yeah.
you're forcing her to sign. Like it doesn't. You're not forcing her, but
So,
yes.
before she leaves, I sort of put my hand on her shoulder and lean her in close, and I'm just like, this doesn't end here. It's just delayed. If you can wait until winter, I will see you at Lockhaven, yes?
Yeah, she with tears in her eyes nods to you
Good.
for sure.
I'm not that old.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, so now we actually get to running what the actual mission is today, and when we get to the mission, then we're gonna write down what our goals are for today as well.
Cool.
Okay, so in addition to next to Graham is all the letters for Guild Pledge and Door Gift. There's another giant bag of letters that you guys are going to be carrying with you today. You are delivering the mail to the this bottom circuit. If we're looking at the map of the Mouse territories, so this is like Flint Trust, Willow Root. I think that's what is it? Birch
Flower?
Birch Flow, Oak Grove, and Lily Grove. That kind of circuit right there.
Mm-hmm.
You get to carry the giant ass bag of mail for all those guys down there.
You know how bad the cursive is? I read that as bitch flow?
Bitch floor.
I read that as bitch flow. Like,
Oh, that's good.
there's a B and an I and a T and a C and a H in there. I swear it.
Nice.
Well, that might be butch.
Yeah, it's Birch Flow.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and then review everyone's character's beliefs, instincts, and goals, and whatever goal we write today, and that will be what's going on.
All right. My belief is I shall not hesitate in life and combat, as they should be treated as the same thing. Not changing that. Love that one. Gonna keep it. My goal. I mean, my last goal was keep the Mouse Guard ranks flush and recruit as many as I can. I feel like, I mean, we're still recruiting. Yeah, that's the whole point of going down here. It's like we just happen.
But you got
to
to do side jobs while you're doing it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. And my instinct needs to change because Ingrid isn't with the group anymore. Can you go into a little more? I mean, like, I don't really have an instinct now. Like, without sort of the Chester, like, because Ellie, I see Ellie, or Huey sees Ellie as like the competent one, like the one that doesn't need much guidance. And now that so Chester leaving, is that normal? Like how would a normal Mouse Guard in charge of him would a normal group not split up like that? Like, how does that work exactly? I understand that his player character leaving requires that fact, but
yeah, no. Well, I think would it be more powerful if Ingrid chooses not to sign the paper?
I mean, it's up to you, really. I think what I want to know is...
I think it would, actually. And I think maybe that's the point where Chester gives up wanting to be a Mouse Guard at the same time. And he's like, let's go, Ingrid. And maybe that's like the last thing he says, like, let's go, Ingrid. Maybe we're not supposed to be Mouse Guards.
Okay, so what, Ingrid doesn't want to be a Mouse Guard anymore?
Yeah, I think that's even better.
Okay, well, sure. Back to loneliness. All right.
Yeah.
So, instinct. Okay.
So writing an instinct, yeah. Instincts are like what your character would do automatically, especially in danger. If this is the thing that we expect you to do, when things get tough. They're always written in a form of always, if then, or never.
Okay.
Like, never delay when on a mission, or always act first before thinking about it.
Okay.
Or
here's my instinct then.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
if there's downtime, if there's free time, train my tender paws, something like that. Like, that's what you are.
Okay, I'm gonna write it as a statement. Maybe I was too harsh on my tender paws and those under my care. Maybe they need more training. I will make sure that they cannot. I will make sure that they cannot, or that they won't be in danger. Be in any danger. There you go. Boom. Done. My instinct basically is to make sure that Ellie will no longer be in any danger whatsoever.
Okay, so always protect Ellie from harm.
Pretty much.
Okay. Perfect.
Well, not protect her from harm, but not to let her get into situations where harm can come to her, I guess would be a better answer. Because we're just delivering the mail, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a good mission for a Tenderpaw.
Yeah, right? Cool. Kika, would you like to go next?
Yeah. After the events of last session, I have changed my belief.
Mm-hmm.
Because she went against her belief last time. And my new belief is sometimes the right thing to do isn't always clear. A guard's mouse needs to be wise to act correctly for the good of mouse kind. Knowledge and experience pave the path to wisdom. And
nice.
Her instinct is to be the best guard's mouse possible. I must never hesitate to throw myself into new situations which I can learn from. Which could possibly, go directly against Huey's.
That's not for you to worry about, Ellie. You do you, and I'll make sure that you do not do you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there we go.
Definitely.
What's your goal?
Perfect.
My goal is to try to convince Henley to allow Ellie to visit her parents for the festival.
Ah. Nice, I like it.
That's a good one.
Where is that place that you need to go to? Just curious.
Ivydale.
Ivydale. And when do you need to be there by?
It's in the fall.
Yeah, it's like middle of fall.
Yeah, Ivydale's pretty close to Lockhaven though, so.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You just need time away from your training, basically.
Yeah, just like a day or two.
Okay.
If we're in the area.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, and Alex, let's talk about Graham.
Graham has a belief that any mouse can do greatness regardless of birth. And his instinct is to always examine the surrounding area and study the opponent when in danger. So he goes into self-preservation mode.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's still summer, right? It's a little bit past midsummer, and it's like ridiculously hot all the time. You guys have to be traveling now to get over to Appleloft to start your route, as well as do more recruiting. And I guess my question for you guys is, because it's hot, this might be particularly challenging if you go during the day. Would you rather go at night and risk the creatures and things that happen at night, or would you rather go the day and try to push yourself through the heat and possibly exhaustion from that?
Mail gets delivered during the day. There's no question.
Sure. I mean, it sounds kind of like it might be Huey, but also, I mean, Graham could definitely chip in for advice for traveling. But okay.
I would say that it would be better to move at night because we need to save our strength because we have all this mail that we need to deliver, and we could take some back roads.
Less danger. We have a tender pole with us.
Oh, she
Yeah,
looks like she
reminder.
can. She looks like she can handle herself.
She can, but she's still a tender pole. So we travel during the day.
How do you feel about that, Ellie? Yeah.
I was about to. Huey, with all due respect, I think we should be fine. I mean, it shouldn't be that dangerous, right? I mean, we're not like going out into weasel territory or anything.
Listen, I hate to pull rank here, but I'm going to. We travel during the day. No questions.
All right, yeah, well, whatever the big man says.
I like that your mouse is from Brooklyn.
I feel like Spruce Tech would be that
Yeah.
because it's all the way out here.
Awesome. Okay.
Fine. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we travel during the day. Okay. In order to get to Appleloft, during the day, this is a pretty well-used road. It should be pretty easy to get over there. It's somewhat of a kind of a long journey. So I need somebody to lead the Pathfinder test down the road.
Okay.
And this is an obstacle 3 test.
All right. Well, my Pathfinder is 3, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I can lead this pretty well.
And
you know-
Pathfinder.
And it would make
She
sense since you're
volunteers.
yeah. It also makes sense that you
Set
okay.
the pace, right? A little bit, you know? What were you saying, Ellie?
Well,
Ellie has a Pathfinder of 0. She volunteers.
Again, no. We're following the road, Ellie. You stay in the middle between the two of us. 2 guards mice.
Well, yeah, it's roads. Roads aren't that hard to follow, right?
No questions, Ellie. Learn and watch. That is your job.
ooh,
Ellie watches extra hard.
I do like how you're kind of like now like really being the protective dad a little bit.
Yeah, well, you know.
We have a tender paw. Consider we have a child on board.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that change. Okay. So you're kind of insisting on leading it then, Huey.
Yeah, I'm going to set the pace, you know.
Okay. Do you want to, so just like any other test, do you have traits? Do you have any supplies that you want to use? Are you getting any help?
You said we can make a perception check to make a map or some shit last time, or a scouting check.
Yes, maps would count as supplies for a Pathfinder test.
Okay, so what can we do to make that happen?
Well, you could ask me because my family is cartographers.
I feel like the GM helped you make your character. But okay, yep, sure.
No, actually, I was there for it, obviously,
he was like,
but that was straight up Alex. That
Really?
was Alex.
Okay, because
Yep.
I specifically remember the end of last episode, after the show had ended, Eric was like, "You guys know that you could use other skills to make assets for your skills," and I'm like, "Really? You don't say?" Well, that's
Alex-
great. If anyone knew cartographer, in comes Alex.
Alex built his character not knowing that you could do that.
That's
and he made a
crazy.
perfect character for
Okay.
that exact thing.
All right.
It's
Well,
really funny.
yeah. Let's get those maps updated then. Let me fall into my character voice. Yes.
So let's see, and I open up the first edition Weatherfield's Book of Exploration. Let's see, we got Copperwood, we got Root Wallow. Here, Apple Loft, and he shows where we are in relation to Apple Loft, where he thinks we are, using the little legend.
Yeah. Cool. Your map totally counts as supplies.
Great.
Ellie tries to look over her shoulder, but she's too short, so she sort of squirms right in front of him and pops her head up to look directly down at the map.
Yep. All right.
Between him and the map.
So we got Pathfinder with a +1. I assume we're gonna have Mr. Graham helping us as well.
Cartography is at a 2.
Okay.
Can I help with Scout?
Let me check.
Yep. Let's look at skills and helpers. So if you're using Pathfinder, you can help with Pathfinder with Scout, Hunter, and Weather Watcher.
Yeah, Scout, Hunter.
I'll help with Scout.
Do you have any of those skills, Adam?
So.
Oh yeah, I got let's see, I got Hunter and I have Weather Watcher.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. So
two helpers.
which one of those are you using to help?
Probably
And what does that look like?
Weather Watcher, where I kind of like I kind of stare directly at the sun. No, I kind of watch the location of the sun and try to help Huey say, hey, maybe we should take this road or stay on this side of the road because there's more shade, which would help us conserve our energy and not be stricken with heat exhaustion.
Okay. I am going to use my new trait, Old Fur. I'm going to use it negatively, good sir.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drop that 3 to a 2. Because I'm going to set the pace, the marching pace, and it's a somewhat quicker pace than normal. Mostly because I know the pace that I can go at, and I expect the others to fall in line as well. Being that we have an actual mouse guard here and a tenderpaw that needs to learn how to be a mouse guard. I feel like that's the pace that we need to go at, and mail needs to be delivered.
Yeah, so you're kind of like pushing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you're going, so you are setting a very brisk pace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus I'm in armor and,
Yeah, that's super sucks actually.
Yeah. So, let's see, tired, disposition. Okay, that doesn't affect us.
You already are tired, but it doesn't matter for this test.
Okay, cool. So what's the ob?
I said it was 3.
3. Okay, here we go. Well, bam. Damn.
Got 2.
Ooh, that's 2
however,
ones.
there's 2 1s. If you have a wise, you could reroll that stuff. You also have a 6. You could spend a fate to reroll that 6. And since this isn't a versus test, you just have to get one more success to win.
I don't really have a wise that works here. Night wise would work during the night, but we're not during.
Yeah,
the
if you want at nighttime.
Snake wise, I mean, there's no snakes here. I mean, the trail might be snake like, but I don't think that's going to count. Okay. Well, in that case, I might have to. Is there any other way?
That fate.
Yeah, I might have to spend that fate. So what's that? That's a fate point. Okay.
Yep. Spend a fate point and re-roll that d6, and this explodes. So if you roll another 6, it continues. No. So you fail. You failed the test. No big deal. On your way, crossing through Gil Pledge and Appleloft, I guess you're kind of ignoring the facts of wanting to go through the shade. Like you probably, in order to keep the pace.
Yeah.
We see several times Graham. Like I think you start using the shade, but then after a while you're like, no, we can just make it. Look, we're almost there. We already made the bend. So if we're looking at the map here, like we already made the bend. We're almost to Appleloft. Like let's just go. We'll get there before midday or whatever, right? And well, I think it might be Huey. No, actually, it would make more sense if Graham sees it first. From the sky comes down a large black raven. It sees your bag of mail and gets super excited about it.
Coins.
You see the shadow, like what you thought maybe you go to a shadow which you thought made it, like I think this may be the first time we see it, right? It's so like you guys are going to the a part of the shade that you wanted to continue walking through, only when you get to the shade moves, and it was the shade, the shadow of the raven. As the raven comes down to go at your bag, it makes one low pass and it just misses you guys. Like you guys have to hit the deck as it swoops by trying to go for your mailbag, and and now it's coming back for a second pass. What do you guys do?
I drop to the ground and I look over like, oh, sweet Jesus. And
Yeah.
Jesus.
A raven is like the size of like a wyvern, right?
Yeah.
Like it's huge compared to you guys. And this doesn't require a roll. You know that ravens don't they will eat mice, like if they wanted to. Like if they were particularly hungry, they prefer other things, but they do like shiny baubles and stealing things and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's well known to everybody.
I'm going to draw my sword, and hold it ready to attack. Because is it clear that he's going for the male?
Yeah, it's trying to take off with your giant bag of goods.
I put the male underneath my legs and stand over.
Okay.
It.
And like when I say mail, keep in mind it's not just letters, it's parcels and stuff too,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I imagine like a big Santa bag filled with.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff, right?
Exactly, right?
Yeah, so I stand over it and I'm just like, you're gonna have to go through me first, Raven.
Cool. So, we're gonna actually do a conflict
Hell yeah.
for this. So this would be the first time we're gonna see a conflict in a while. It's also gonna be the first time that Graham has been in a conflict.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is fancy.
But
look at this.
I tried to upgrade the page a little bit so it's more usable.
Fancy.
So a conflict, just so I can help with Graham. A conflict is in this game something that's like a test, but it's way more. I guess what I want to say is it is very, very built for compromising. So instead of having a binary pass fail, this game is a conflict is usually when you want to get like a muddied value. That's basically what's happening. And what kind of muddy value and what kind of muddied result we're trying to get is based on what our goals are. So this game's going to be, it's kind of a mini game that gets into the weeds about how successful we are at getting our goals. So one side of the conflict is you guys as a group. The other side of the conflict is the Raven for this, right? So this is a fight animal conflict. The Raven is has a goal. The Raven's goal is to take off with your mailbag and fly away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in a fight animal conflict, one of you guys has to be declared the leader of the conflict and the conflict captain, if you would. And from then on, they're going to be kind of the person who has final say over different things. But how this works is that after we write down our goals, we're going to have like a hit point value number, which is sort of like the strength of our conflict's side of the argument, like the side of this problem, the strength of our goal, our morale, right, of it. It's called the disposition. And you're going to come up with a number for that. And then we're going to be doing these rock, paper, scissory type moves where each of us takes a turn doing one of these 4 different types of cards. And based on whichever cards are played, the interaction between each of those 2 different cards creates a test. And if the test is successful or not, it affects our dispositions. And then, so your goal is to reduce the other person's disposition to 0 while making sure your disposition is as high as possible. Because if your disposition is at full and theirs is at 0, you get everything that you wanted. It's actually binary. Yeah. But if you lose some but still win, like if you win with just like 1 left, right, then it's kind of like a Pyrrhic victory, right? So that's general idea.
Yeah.
Without going anymore, let's just get into it.
Yeah, disposition is generated by like what, fight and some other things?
Yeah, so this one is this is a fight animal conflict. So you have 2 choices. You can either use fighter or hunter.
Okay.
And you're adding that to your health score.
Generally, it's been me rolling this stuff, mostly because my fighter is 6. The chances of us getting a higher disposition has been pretty good. But what's your hunter, Graham?
My hunter is at 2, but
Okay.
my fighter's at 3. Now, I can't use wises during these conflicts, can I?
You can, but wises, you could use a wise to help Huey on this roll.
Yeah,
or if you're making the roll, you could use it just like any other roll.
Yeah, you make the same rolls that you've always been making. It's just that the cards sort of dictate what rolls you. So if you take a look at the top, there's a conflict table.
Let's do an example.
Yeah.
Let's just do a quick example, right? So I'm going to choose a card real quick, right? I'm going to choose attack. So I'm going to flip the card. I got to bring it down for a second. Sorry. And I'm going to choose defend. All right. So this is an example. Let's say we're doing the conflict. We already have our disposition scores and stuff, and Ellie goes to attack the Raven. And what this means is, you're doing whatever. What's our goal? What's our goal for this? Is our goal going to be drive off the Raven?
Drive off the Raven,
or
I
or
guess.
kill it?
I mean,
It's like both are on the table.
Kill it, I guess. I don't know. That seems like fun.
Graham would probably want to scare it off because he understands that it's in the Raven's nature to come after the shiny baubles. It's not necessarily that the Raven is attacking us as a group. It's just attacking to get the...
Think of it like this.
shiny
If we kill it, we secure this route for future mailmen.
Or something comes by to eat the corpse of the Raven.
Yeah, and then I say, well, you're right, but something could come by and eat the corpse of the Raven, and also the Raven's just following his nature. No, we can't fault him for that.
Do
We
we
can't
have
put him to
time to
death.
have a conversation about what our goals
No,
are? For
not really.
main
And
character?
ultimately, this kind of does no, but we do come up with it as a group, and
Yeah.
Well, driving
I
off
do
is
think
fine.
the conflict captain does have final say over it.
I think driving it off is fine.
Okay,
But I will aim to slice its head off.
perfect. So you're going to try to drive off the Raven. So back to the example of the cards, right? So we have an attack versus a defend. So Ellie is trying to, maybe they're using their sling to try to throw a stone at the Raven to get it from its next swoop down to go for the mailbag. While the Raven is, instead of coming down for a low pass, is going to circle up high and try to wait for an opportune time. So it's defending. And so what this means, attack versus defend, we go to this chart over here. You are attacking and you're going against defense. So that's a versus test. So Ellie's going to roll her fighter or hunter, and the Raven's going to roll their nature. And whoever wins that one, something happens. The Raven, if they win defend, their disposition goes up. And if Ellie wins with the attack, the Raven's disposition gets attacked and goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So attacking is attacking the other person's disposition. Defending is defending your own disposition. Maneuvering is setting yourself up for the next attack, and feinting is kind of like a special attack. It's kind of like throwing sand. You know, it's like the trick play that you're trying to use to win. It can work really well, but if the other person does attack, it just crumbles.
I have a question.
It's kind of easier just to get into it and then learn everything as it goes than explaining it. But yeah, continue.
This isn't really like a basic mechanics question. It's more, if I wanted, could I put like money from my money pouch in my sling and then sling it to try to distract the Raven to open it up? Like,
You absolutely could.
use
And
my
that sounds
resources.
yeah,
Like,
and
my
that
resources
sounds like a
now.
really good maneuver,
Yeah,
right?
because he's distracted by shiny things.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's calculate our dispositions, right? So Huey, you're captain, so that you're using fighter or hunter, and then people will help you just like any other test.
Roger, Roger. He's fighter. Who's helping? It's either hunter or fighter to help that, I believe. Let me just
Helping with
check.
Hunter.
Fighter is hunter, yeah. So hunter or fighter.
I think it would be more advantageous to help you with my fighter skill.
Okay. Fighter, so 6 plus 2.
Wow.
So it got to be a 5. Is that high? Yeah, that's pretty high. That's of 8 or 13. Shit. I don't know if we can get that high.
Can you make all those sixes explode?
I don't think
You can.
You can, yeah.
I can't because it's just nature.
Eric's
I
not
just
that
rolled
mean.
really well.
Eric's not that
I just
mean.
rolled super well.
Let's see. What else can I use here? Can I use Brave? Tap that.
It's only
Yeah.
sixes.
Explain how, but yeah, totally can.
I'm facing down a fucking Raven while standing on top of what he wants.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. You know, you said if you want the mail, you have to come through me. And like if we're looking at the comic book page, that's exactly what it looks like. You're standing on top of the thing with like your sword ready for it.
Yeah, like and
Totally.
Come down, swing for the head. All right. So 3 and rolling.
So people are helping you. You have trait. Are you adding your sword as supplies?
Oh yeah, hang on. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I always forget.
And you probably don't want. Do you want to or not tap your nature?
It's at 1. I mean, like, what would I need to do then? So
You spend a persona point. You would add additional die.
I can only add 1, so I don't think spending a persona to add that is going to be worth it. So okay, interesting. So that's 2 1s.
You can spend a persona to re-roll your failures if you have irrelevant wise.
Yeah, so that's how many times did I fail there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You rolled 10 dice. You have 5 dice you could re-roll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's important. I'll burn a persona on weapon wise.
Okay.
So 5d10.
5d6, but yeah.
Sorry.
I know it's your World of Darkness.
Yeah. So I've got 3 6s.
Yep. So you're at 8 dice. You had 8 successes, and you add that to your health, which Huey's health is 3. So right now you're looking at a disposition of 11.
I can blow up those 6s though.
Yes, you can. You can spend a fate point right now to do it. But you're spending a lot of resources on just your disposition, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just that you're spending a lot of resources on your disposition and not using a lot of resources on the actual actions, right?
I'll keep it at that. I think that's pretty safe. It's better than what it was before, so...
Great.
Yeah.
All right. So now each of us is going to do something with our skill, our cards. The Raven is going to first choose their cards and then go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
So, what do you think, Ellie? You make a maneuver first. Is that? I mean, you had a pretty good idea. I don't know how much that's going to help. Like, a maneuver up front is good, right? Or the other option is I don't mind being the brunt of his first attack, whatever that might be, because it sounds like he's going to be attacking. So, what do you think?
I actually like Ellie's idea, like, a lot.
So a maneuver, what it will do is it will give the next person in the order a bonus to their attacks. So in the case of Ellie going first, passing her maneuver, and then Huey or Graham going second, the next person to go second, whatever their move might be, will get a bonus die depending on what she gets. I believe it's like she can spend like hold or something like that, depending on the roll.
Basically.
That she gets. And she can go, like, the first one is add 1 die. The second one is remove a die from the opponent or something. And the third is, like... I
have it listed on the conflict helper handout for Alex to look at. But, yeah, you can spend... So based on... So if you roll maneuver... you're rolling it against whatever the other person does, and whatever the number, the overflow of successes you get, you can spend that overflow of successes on actions that improve the next turn.
Or remove your opponent's gear. Yes. So
yeah,
if you spend 2, you gain 2 extra die on your next action. Yes. So
yes,
and
right.
I had it.
So I'm going to let you know this because this is important to your character, Graham, and this is something that I'm going to let you know this I'll remind you a couple times, and then I won't remind you. Because we're in a conflict and we're kind of combating a raven, and you have an instinct to study your opponent. I can let you in on. You could make a roll and determine what the raven is equipped with, or their nature. That would help. But mostly, like what they're equipped with is good for fighting, because then you know what their weapons are, and you know if you want to what you should disarm them. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I guess I'll wait for my turn to do that.
Well,
no,
I mean,
you
the
can
order
actually
changes. Like you can say,
you can actually do that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would let you do that before this technically gets started.
All right. What do I need to write to do that?
I'm gonna look at it real quick. I think it's Hunter. I think Hunter could tell you what they have.
Is there like a perception one?
Let's see. Hunter can be used to find information about an animal, what it likes to eat, what it eats, and what its weapons are. Oh. So yes, you can use Hunter.
Okay, so I do roll 3d6.
Oh, there's actually a button down. Like if you go into the settings.
Okay.
Sorry, the macros. There's a show quick macro bar. Just click that.
Yeah.
There's a button called dice that'll show up in the bottom left. Yeah, just click that and fill out the boxes, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I got 3 successes.
Yeah, macros is the 4th option up the top.
It's the collections. It's the one that looks like a bulleted outline.
Yeah.
So when you want to roll Hunter, for any other test, these are your options of you can do to add dice to this test. Because this is kind of you doing it, I don't know if anyone can help you, and no one really has an instinct that makes sense to be like, always help my friends at this moment. This is kind of you just doing your like
Batman.
This is Graham's like right. Like this is Graham just doing it. So here's some things that can help you. If you have supplies for this test, if you had like a book about animals or something like that, I would let you do that. That could give you an additional die to this test. If you have a relevant trait that you want to use positively for this session, for this test, you could describe how that trait helps you, mark that you used it positively, and get an additional die to this test. If you want to spend your persona point to tap your nature, you can add your current nature score, which is 5, to this pool to add 5 dice to it if you wanted to.
I actually probably could use my inquisitive trait.
Yeah,
because I'm curious to see what he has on him.
Totally.
You're like being ravenous right now. You're like, shinies.
Ravens.
What has he got on him?
Yeah.
Yes.
So my trait level is at 1, so would that add 1 dice to my skill?
Whatever your skill is for Hunter, that's what you put in there. So
okay.
So if you have a 3 in Hunter, you put 3 in there. If you have 1, you put 1. So.
But then you hit next on that thing, and it will give you all the stuff for the helps and stuff.
Oh, okay. Any help, traits, supplies, or modifiers.
Yeah.
So
you have 1 additional. So you're going to use inquisitive, so that's going to give you an additional die. I don't think anyone's helping you, and you don't have any supplies, and I don't think you want to spend your persona yet. So that's your roll.
Okay, so I will do that.
And then the ob should come up, and this ob is going to be 3 because I rolled 3 successes, because this is technically a versus test against the Raven's nature.
Okay.
And I only rolled 3 successes this time.
Oh, so this is before the conflict starts?
Technically, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
This is so Graham can know what's going on. Okay. You don't get anything, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend a persona on that. Like, ideally,
I think you're angry. I think the heat has gotten you angry. So I'm gonna let you succeed at this, but you just earn a condition. So you earn the angry condition.
Fucking
I think you're
old fur.
frustrated because you've been marching this whole time. Yeah, and now the old fur, like, you knew better. You knew that if you would have just followed along what do you think, like, why you would be angry? My guess is because you would know that Huey was being reckless and trying to prove something and not being smart, and we're in this situation because of him. So I was thinking that's why you're angry.
I would chat him like, I told you we go at night. If we went at night, the bird would be asleep. I told you to stick to the shade. You didn't stick to the shade. Now you're standing up there like some kind of ash, with waving your sword around, thinking you're all hot shit when, God, mouse, darn it.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So here's what you learned from it. The Raven's nature is scavenging, tricksing, flying, and stunting. And its 2 weapons it can bring into a conflict are wheeling wings, which add an additional die to maneuver and defends, and poking beak, which adds an additional success to its feint rolls. So you know that it's based on its weapons. I will probably be picking cards that play into the weapons that help out. So, like, using that knowledge, then that could influence what you guys want to choose for your turns.
Okay, one question. Since I used inquisitive for a roll, I checked that off. And then I say I used it 1 time?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Also, Huey, you're still tired, right?
I am, so the disposition should be down 1.
Yeah.
I was going to bring it up
all right.
After this had been done, but
no problem. And this goes by much faster, but because we had to re-explain everything like that, that's why we're still here.
Yeah.
That's no problem. This is just one of those things you just have to learn, and then it's easy.
I want to go second, and I think I want to defend.
So Ellie's decided to go first, and you already have a card that you want to do? Perfect.
I'm just going to flip it so you guys can
Sure.
see.
And then, Graham, what do you want to do? You have a bow, and I'll let you know that bows, if you look at the conflict breakdown thing again, bows give you 2 dice to maneuvering.
Yeah.
So this is what bows do. Bows give you 2 different things for ranged. When you maneuver with a bow, you get 2 additional dice with a bow. But if you attack with a bow, you turn an attack that's normally an independent move into versus, which means only one of you succeeds instead of both of you succeeding a certain amount.
Okay.
That probably doesn't make sense until you see things happen more, but you'll be like, oh, that's what he meant. So anyways.
So what bonuses would I get? So would I get, okay, if I put a defend after a maneuver, am I wasting the maneuver?
You know, all the maneuvers successes are going to pile onto your defend, which means you can heal a lot.
We haven't taken any damage though.
It's true.
It might be best to attack then. I don't know.
It's usually better to attack early than it is to defend.
Yeah, but after hearing what weapons he has, I'm thinking he's going to feint. That's the only reason why I want to defend.
No, so defending against a feint's really bad, dude.
Well, it says it has a line through it.
Yeah, which means you don't do anything.
Oh, I thought that. Okay, so if I attack,
it's the other. Yeah, it's the other way around. It's
right.
Feinting against a defend means a feint automatically wins, and your defense doesn't do anything.
So if I attack against,
conversely, attacking against a feint means the feint doesn't do anything, and the attack succeeds.
Okay, well I will.
Right, because that's like you trying to be tricksy, and the other person just doesn't
fucking
care.
wails on you. All right, so I'll attack.
Right.
Them.
So like if you're trying to defend, the feint is basically like baiting you out of your defense.
Sure.
While the attack is like doesn't matter. Like you tried to flank and I just watched you.
What a fucking surprise! Huey's attacking. Good.
Yeah. And Graham, what do you think you want to do?
Let's see. I think a maneuver with my bow would probably help.
That would set up the next turn's person really, really well.
So how do I pull one of these?
So just down the bottom, if you go to choose on the mouse sign, you can just choose maneuver and you just drag it out there. Yeah.
And just drag it onto the field. Yep.
And then you can right click and go flip if you want. Yeah.
Perfect. So now we've grabbed our cards, we're flipping. So I'm feinting first. So feinting versus a maneuver is, I think, an independent test.
Yeah, it's independent test, yeah.
Which means both of these trigger independently. So, Ellie, what are you trying to do right now? Were you doing the coin thing?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So you have a sling, so remember you get an additional die to this test.
Okay.
And so you try to distract the raven with throwing out some shiny coins.
By the way, next to your name, is that like a
Kika accidentally grabbed a card to her hand.
Oh, that's what that is? Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Two help, traits, supplies, or other modifiers.
So people can help you with that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I got 5 successes total because he's
successes.
equipped with his poking beak, which does an additional success for feints.
Oh my god, son of a bitch!
So he just did half your health, no matter what. But now you guys get to go.
Maybe a defend would have been a good idea.
Unless I chose feint for the next one, which would have been really bad for you.
Haha, joke's on you.
Traits.
So something to remember and consider when you're doing a turn in the conflict turn. Just because it's Ellie's turn to go, other people can help Ellie on their turn. if whatever they're doing. So, and for example, in a fight animal conflict, maneuvering uses lore mouse or nature as the relevant trait for it.
Oh, bam. I'm going to help her out with some of my lore mouse.
Just want to make sure of that.
Okay,
Yep.
so what? Sorry, I completely just blanked on what you just said. I'm sorry.
Sorry. So in a maneuver test, Ellie has to choose to either roll as a nature test or roll as a lore mouse test. Which one are you going to use for your base for your maneuver, Ellie?
Lore mouse.
Okay.
Right.
So using lore mouse, the other two can help you.
Hunter and scientist. Got it.
Yes. Requires hunter or scientist. So
I can help with
one of you
hunter.
get. So if you either have lore mouse, hunter, or scientist, you can help Ellie on this turn.
All right, I'm going to help her out with my lore mouse of 3.
Cool. Cool. So then,
I guess.
so you got.
I guess mine is just like, maybe like aim for the eyes or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, and since I'm using my coins, does this add like resources to it?
No.
Okay.
No, you just have coins to throw. This is a really good idea.
Would she get I mean, like, I hate to argue like this, but they're into shiny things, so like, wouldn't that be what this thing is trying like to get? Like, wouldn't it giving it what it wants help us considerably?
It is. That's why you're getting a maneuver. Like, that's why it works. It fictionally works really well.
Okay. All right.
And can
there's no mechanical bonus to throwing to the coins part. It's just a really good idea.
Okay.
Can I use my generous trait for this?
More coins than you normally put in.
You gotta give it.
Haven't you
3
already
more
used
coins.
generous today?
I used it against though.
Yeah.
Oh, so that doesn't count.
No, I'm not gonna let you use generous there for
Okay.
that. I appreciate you asking and trying, but that doesn't really fit.
Okay.
Bummer.
Okay. And there's no ob, I guess.
Ob is 1. So as long as you get a success, this technically counts as a successful lore mouse test for you. You got 2.
Yay.
All right. So you rolled 5 dice. You got a 6. So right now you got 2 things you can carry over, 2 points for your maneuver.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the gain position.
Cool. So then Huey's attack gets additional 2 dice, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I flip my card and I'm attacking.
Fuck yeah, let's go, bro.
So
right
attacking
into the
versus
clash.
attacking is independent.
So I'm curious here, Eric.
Yes.
If you do
Goodness.
5 damage to us just in this thing, do we just lose or do I get to do damage as well?
No, you do damage at the same time.
Okay, so it's simultaneous.
They trigger simultaneously.
Roger
Yeah.
that.
So we can both lose.
Okay.
Yes, it's completely possible for teams to both lose. Like I said, this guy's super aggressive. So I think what it looks like is, so it came back for the second pass. Ellie winds up, throws some coins to the Raven, and throw the coins out to what do you call it? Out like near Huey.
Mm-hmm.
And so instead of going for the mailbag, the Raven does go for the coins, and picks them up before coming back around. And it like kicks up a bunch of like dust and stuff as it like darts down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like we see like I think we see Huey like bracing himself as like the dust comes and stuff, and it settles down, and you're like looking for it in the cloud to see where like it's next coming up. So I imagine it's really hot and like dusty where it is, and then you're going to see like the silhouette and shadow of the Raven coming through. Right.
Okay, so sword,
Yes.
heavy armor.
No.
He's attacking me though.
Heavy armor will reduce the amount of disposition hit to you by 1. It absorbs damage.
Did it absorb? Is it only in my?
It only absorbs on your turn.
Roger that.
Yes.
Okay, so that's at 3 then. You 2 helping with Hunter and Fighter?
Yeah.
Hunter.
Okay, so that's 5. I'm going to hit Brave again because I'm not going to flinch in.
And you're level 2 brave, so you can use brave again.
Actually, I will use Guard's Honor.
Yeah. The mail must be delivered.
The mail must be delivered. The mail must be delivered, Eric.
For sure.
So 6. So I'm rolling 12 dice.
Come rain, come snow, come sleet.
Wait, 6? Wait, how are you rolling 12 dice?
2 sword, 2 help, trait.
Wait, your sword is 6. Your fighter is 6.
6, yes. So and then 2 extra dice from the maneuver.
Yes.
Sword.
Oh yeah, okay.
2
Sword.
help, trait.
Yep, 12 dice. Okay, perfect.
Math.
That's pretty fucking good, dude.
Okay, here we go. Ob 1, obviously.
Got 4 successes.
Woo, didn't die. Here we go. Bam, 6.
6 successes.
I'm going to
want to reroll.
Yeah.
Reroll those failures.
Yeah. Okay. Persona, so roll.
It's 6 dice, obviously, because you got 6 successes out of 12 dice. So
Yeah.
you can. So you're using weapon wise.
Yes, I am.
So So that's your last persona.
No, I started with 3, so.
Oh, check. Okay, so you're spending your persona here
Yeah,
to
I have
reroll
one
your
left.
failures.
Yep.
Your weapons wise. So what does this look like? Or should we wait to see what the roll is and then? see what it
Let's
looks
wait
like?
and see.
Okay, that's fair too. Totally.
2.
Only 2 additional ones. So you got 8.
Okay.
That's shitty.
I can.
You have 2 6s.
I can have. Yeah, I think this is important. Because I want Graham to kind of eat his words a little bit here, so I'm gonna use my last fate point here and explode those die.
Sure. So you have 2 6s.
Gambling. Okay, so that's.
I got one more.
So 9. 9.
So it's down to 4.
Also, you take. I get an extra disposition back because of my heavy armor.
Yes, your armor absorbs a disposition, so it's 2 out of 10.
So I like the idea that this thing comes in, and I let it hit me as I bring the sword down onto its wing or something like that, and just dig it in as deep as I can.
Well, it has to, right? It's not trying to hit you. It's just trying to get you off the bag.
Yeah.
So it's like tearing at the bag right now, trying to get into like all the shiny shit. And then you drive it away and thrust it back, and it does that like like not necessarily like hovering. It's trying to like pick itself up and fly again. And so it's causing even more of this ruckus and dust. Now mail is getting kicked up around and stuff. It's just getting all over the place.
But the armor makes it Huey too heavy to move.
So
yeah, you can't pick me up. I like it.
all right, we do another round.
Oh no, there was one more.
No, Graham didn't go.
Graham
Oh
didn't
shit. Yeah, you're right. We had that was my
maneuver.
maneuver. It was maneuver versus maneuver,
Yeah.
which is independent.
Okay.
So hope he doesn't roll 2.
Let's see. So I'm using my bow,
Yes.
and I feel like Graham would try to fire off some warning shots at the Raven, because his main goal is just to drive it off. He's not trying to harm it
Yeah.
or kill it or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
So, let's see.
So you're like, phew, phew. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be using my hunter skill to fire the arrows.
I will use fighter. Keep it pinned down.
You have to use lore mouse or nature, my dude. I think, right? For maneuver.
Maneuver, yes.
So in a fight animal conflict, if you want to use maneuver, you have to use lore mouse or nature. If you wanted to attack or feint, that's when you use fighter or hunter.
Oh, okay. Lore mouse, even better. That's a 3.
Yeah. Cool.
Maybe you'll.
So you're still using your bow, but you know that if you can distract it, then you're okay. So like it's weird because it's kind of a disconnect. The way we're used to thinking about like D&D, like you can attack with lore mouse with a bow, but that's the game.
Yeah, no, I know that if I fire enough arrows past its head, it's probably going to get spooked. So
Yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna help with
It-
Lore Mouse and tell him to bounce an arrow off its beak.
You're trying to make it so you can't justify the cost of the getting the shinies.
yeah. Okay, so she's helping me. I get 1 dice because she's helped? Right.
Yes, she is helping. Yep.
Okay. And then Huey is going to try to help.
Law mouse or what?
I think he said
Lore-
Lore Master's Science.
So let me look at the list of skills and
Oh,
helpers.
yeah, I can help
the
with
lore
hunter. Yeah.
hunter or scientist. So they're helping with science or hunter. So Cool.
Mhm.
So you're getting 2 additional dice from help from this.
Okay.
Do you want to call on a your bow is giving you 2 additional dice to this test too?
Okay.
Do you want to
can I-
call on a trait?
Let me see how I could use. How could I use inquisitive or clever negatively or against?
Maybe
Not-
you think too hard on it and you missed your second shot. Like you don't even like you're aiming too much and he just flies away from your mark and you don't even get to pull your bow out, you know? Especially if you want to get another check. I mean, like that's the way that
It's dusty. Yeah, so also it's dusty, so perhaps you're trying to like pick a shot. You also don't want to wound it, so it's you're, you know, exactly what, building on what Henley just said, you're buying your time for that right shot, and it's just like you're not getting that many opportunities.
It just never comes, yeah. So
Would try ricocheting an arrow off of Henley's shiny armor be using clever against?
Yeah. For sure.
I come out of this conflict with an arrow sticking out my back and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure ravens didn't use bows.
Yeah. You can totally do that. Cool. So I'll give yourself another check on the player's turn. But
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
yeah, you use that again. So that gives you a -1 die for this specific exchange.
Okay, so I was at 4 help, so now I'm at 3, correct?
Yeah. That's a
Okay.
good way of thinking about it. Perfect.
And now I will. What's the ob you gave? 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
get
cool.
pooped on.
So, I'm sorry. Actually, the op was 1. Because this is
Okay.
independent. Both of these happen, so we both get 4 points, which means we can both spend up to 4 points, on options to screw us over for the next round. So, looking back at the conflict helper, we have $4 in our wallet. We can
So
spend. We can
you
spend
c-
$1.
yeah, you could
These things
disarm
do
it
not-
and remove a die from it, sort of thing. So,
Yeah.
which is what you wanted to do originally, right? You planned to find out what its weapons were specifically so that you could do something like this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like I would try to get, I guess, kind of remove its piercing beak
For
from
fainting.
the equation.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because then we could defend without him fainting or getting a bonus to his feint. That wouldn't be so bad, actually, because then we could, spend the time
Yeah.
gathering the mail that was blown out, I guess. I don't know. Like,
Exactly. That would be like defending, right?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to remove his beak, his piercing.
And give him a -1 die.
Yeah.
Cool. To you guys, he's going to spend 2 to gain position and 1 to impede you guys. So like in the dust, as you guys, so let's get ready to lay out our next cards. Because now we've all gone, Huey and Ellie can actually switch if Huey wants to go first or Ellie wants to go first again. Now that everybody has gone. Graham, the only reason why you can't do that again is because in a conflict, you can't go twice in a row.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
I think our next move has to be to defend, right?
Would Huey be better for defending?
What is defending? Is that because that's a... I have a polearm flavored as a sword. So what does the polearm give in terms of defense?
I think it's actually -1.
Really? A polearm
Yeah.
has a -1 to defense?
Let me look it up. Let me
Okay.
look at it real quick. No, so a pole arm.
Or
No, it does. It
halberd,
gives you an
yeah.
additional die. It gives an additional die defense. It's a -1 die to fainting and a -1 die to maneuvering.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Okay. Great. I don't mind going first and defending. I think that...
One second. You guys should probably wait until I put down my cards first before.
You could just not listen instead of metagaming,
So I have a bunch of things.
They're gonna defend first, so what should I do to fuck them over? Haha! We defend last, Eric. What now? Huh?
That's part of the game.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So
we're both in pretty worse for wear.
I think we could kill it pretty easily, but we also want to come out on top. So theoretically, me going first is a good thing because I take less disposition hits with whatever happens. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna defend, and he gets a -1 on whatever he's doing. So that's fine with me. Defend. There we go. And I'll go first. So who wants to go second?
We can let Ellie go second.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you think I should attack and try to finish him off?
Yeah, maybe. What is so? Okay, so if he faints, we're up shit creek. Yeah, he just gets to do whatever he wants. If he faints.
If I faint and you defend, I just get a free attack against your disposition with no retaliation.
Is Eric gonna fuck us on this?
Am I?
All right, Ellie, I'm cool with you attacking. I think we need to burn him down as much as we
I
can.
can attack with my hunter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, 2 attacks. Very nice. I like it. Of course.
Just get big money on that defend.
I fucked you, dude.
And yeah, I know, because you were like, fuck it, man. So what, I get to do nothing? Nothing happens?
Yep, and I roll 7 dice.
No, -1. -2.
Yeah, it's 8. Oh, it's -2?
Wait, because he removes his weapon,
No.
right?
My weapon gives me an additional success no matter what.
Oh.
So I'm not getting that additional success, but you're also impeding me, giving me a -1 die.
And he gets, okay.
I got 3 successes.
So
we have to blade it down to 2.
What, are
You lose. I win. So, you guys lose.
Fucking Eric the metagamer. You heard it here first, guys. He metagamed the shit out of that.
I literally said you need to wait for me to lay down my cards first.
Yeah, well, I didn't think you'd be that guy.
Now you know.
Now you're that guy.
It's a raven. A raven's going to go for that shit no matter what. It's like, it's addicted to shiny things. It's nature.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So what this looks like, in the dust and confusion, Huey, you're trying to gather up the mail, and it seems like as soon as you go out to go grab the other pieces, it just swoops in and just picks up the pile that you've been gathering. And so we get a compromise here. We get a major compromise. So your goal to drive off the raven does not happen. But the goal to take off away with your mailbag and fly away does, but it doesn't happen perfectly. Something else happens, and now we have to talk about what this looks like and what this could be. So you earned a significant, you earned a major compromise for me, which is significant.
Well, it's bloodied, right? That definitely happened.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you
gonna
guys
make it easier to track?
How do you
Is
guys
that the
feel
idea?
about tracking it back and taking what's ours? Yeah.
So when it swoops, would I be able to jump on its back and ride it away to wherever it is?
No, because it
Okay.
crushed you guys.
Okay.
No, not because of the rolls. No, but that's a good idea. I like where your head's at.
Yeah, we can
okay.
track it back because that's our mission. We have to deliver the mail, postal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's fetch that mail post haste.
We're giving snail mail, a new definition. Mouse mail.
So let's see.
How fucked up is my armor right now after something like that? I'm
It's
curious.
probably dented and scratched. It's got like a beak point to it. There's an arrow sticking out of it. Right?
Oh yeah, I got shot in the back. Cause you failed that, right? Hang on.
Yeah.
Let's go back because that was never really addressed. You failed that conflict, right? Or you got less.
Let's think about it this way, actually.
How did that work exactly? Like, would I have known that I got shot in the back?
Wait,
So hold on. I lost like I lost all but did I lose? Okay, so I got 4 out of 13. That's like 25. I lost more than 25%. I mean, like I lost a lot. I won a narrow victory, but I have to give you a major compromise.
So if we
nearly drove it off without it.
If we
Know
were
what
both
this
the
is?
same
Oh,
HP,
shit.
he would have one
Huey.
left. Yeah.
Huey. Oh, Huey. No, this is even better. Dude, this is exactly what happens. I got it. You succeeded to drive it away from the mail, but it left with your sword. That's what it did. You succeeded because you did so much damage to it that it wasn't able to fly off with your mail bag. It was able to fly away, but it flew away with your sword. It like fought you and grappled you down, and in its beak, it flew away with your sword when the mail was all around that you gathered. How about that? Yeah, I like that.
Okay. So how does that? I mean, mechanically, it beat us and it succeeded at its goal.
Mechanically, it succeeded at part of its goal.
Okay.
Mechanically, you dropped it down to 4 out of 13.
Okay.
If it was at 13, if it was at like 8 out of 13, it would have gotten away with the mail too.
Okay.
Or like just the mail. But like it would have been dropping it and been really easy to trace. But at 4 out of 13, it didn't grab any of the mail. It's probably bloody, and I'd be willing to say it's easy to track because it's bloody, and it's also carrying a huge ass sword, so it's like easy to spot in the sky.
I like the idea that it flies off. I see it fly off, and I just sort of stare up at it. I'm just like, I take out the flask that I haven't used all this time, and I shake it. It's got a little bit left, and I just sort of like uncork it. I'm just like upend it and for a little bit, and then I just wipe my mouth, and I just start. Don't even talk to the other two. I just start walking off in the direction that the raven flew. So
yeah.
That reminds me.
But here's the thing: like, are you not going to do anything with the mail?
I mean, I need my sword.
Yeah, but okay. So you start going over there. What does Graham and what does Ellie do? So you see this happening, right? Like you guys are getting ready to go again. As you see the raven, you see Huey defend the raven off of the mail, right? But then the raven flies off with the sword instead.
I throw back my head and I laugh like this, like and like all my chipped teeth are like visible to everybody, and I kind of like wipe like a tear from my eye and be like, "Oh
that's
man,
good.
That sucks."
Good. Yeah.
I turn to Ellie and I'm just like, deliver the mail. It's a guardsman's duty.
If you say so, sir.
I think it's reasonable to say that it is the player's turn.
Yeah, I wanna spend my check to get my sword back. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I have a
You're gonna go
though.
follow down that fucking crow or raven and get your thing back.
Hell
Yeah?
yeah.
What's up? What's up, Kika?
Huey drinking from his flask reminded me. What are the results of that drinking contest in town from last session that we ended on?
Yeah, did you win? So why your flask is empty? Or near empty?
No, I mean, this is special, I want to say special cider from somewhere. I haven't really decided where. Where do they make good cider in mouse lore?
Where
In the
do you
mouse
like?
territory.
I think they all kind of make ciders and stuff. Which one's your favorite?
I tell you
I like
what.
the idea that Huey's a connoisseur and likes a particular brand.
Tell you what. You know what? Let's tie it to.
I like the idea. Yeah, what's up?
I got a great idea. Old, salt, romantic, all that sort of stuff. I want to tie it to a long lost love or something like that. And maybe I haven't taken swigs from this flask because it reminds me of her. Done.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And that's why I'm out now. I'm out of this stuff. I imagine it would be from, I don't know, where's a good spot on this map?
Like they're all good spots.
Yeah.
I mean, you grew up in Lockhaven, so you probably got your whole like, you are the whole gamut of different places. Like, do you like Maple Harbor or like Maple Cider Brew? I mean, Apple Loft literally grows apples, so it's like apple cider brew would make sense if it's from Apple Loft.
You know what?
Yeah.
How about it's from a town that's outside of the scent border? The one that...
like Walnut Peck? That it doesn't exist anymore?
Yeah.
So they don't make it anymore the same way? Like they tried to make it again, like the refugees from Walnut Peck. It's not the same.
It's not
The
the
soil
same.
wasn't right in the other towns.
Yeah, that's it. I like that. That's much better than trying to force some hamstrung romance thing. Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
Just like, oh god. Okay. The more I play this character, the more it's starting to seem like, the helper guy from Breaking Bad, the old dude. He just does. I forget his name. Like, he's a character in Breaking Bad that just basically is like, they call him to do like, oh, I need you to rob this place, or like track this dude, or
Was he also in Better Call Saul?
yeah, he's the bald guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more I fucking play Huey, the more I'm just reminded of that character. I just feel like just gets shit done like that. Like, actually,
Kind of reminds me of Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon.
Mike Ehrmantraut.
Yeah, Ehrmantraut. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Thinking about it, I probably wouldn't go after the sword. I think Huey.
At least not yet, until after the mail's delivered.
Well, the mail's got to be delivered everywhere, so I think realistically speaking, he's probably just going to deliver the mail. He's not going. He's going to go out without his sword. Yeah, I like that better.
Okay.
Are we going to take a break this session?
Yeah, it's probably a good time for a break, right?
All right. Yeah, sure.
Sorry, I was talking to someone in chat about the conflict stuff, and it's kind of I think the best example of it is it's the Sicilian thing in The Princess Bride. It's like, I know that you know that I'm probably gonna faint, but you know that I know that you know that I know that you know that I'm gonna faint, so I'm not gonna faint. You know what I mean? It's
So
one of
we
those problems.
So we just need to develop an immunity to iocane powder, and we'll win every conflict.
Oh,
Exactly.
yes. Eric, I'll
That's
have
the
you know
trick.
that
Yes.
I have an immunity to sharp things. I've
Huey
built
is,
up. I've built up an immunity over the past 40 years of being a mouse guard.
I have
Living in
sharp
Australia.
things wise.
He is weapons wise,
Yeah,
technically.
weapons wise, yes. I eat
that covers-
swords
You are
every
though.
day.
No, like that's what it could be like, right? Like you would use weapons wise to re-roll all those failures, and so you'd be like, "I'll have you know that I, these things, and I know this and stuff." And it's like, "Oh shit, you were right. Oh no." Yeah.
So
I used to juggle machetes in my youth, so I know how to handle a sword.
damn.
Ooh.
So we got some checks to spend.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot of checks to spend.
I believe Ellie has exactly 4 billion checks to spend today.
Yeah, good job, Ellie, with the breaking the tie and the using the trade against you. Good job.
Yeah, I just have no idea what to use them on.
You can donate checks to other people too.
Just for the heck of it, I will donate one to Graham and one to Huey.
Power leveling.
Okay.
Nice.
So Graham and Alex, when you have a check, when it's your turn, you can secure yourself a roll of something. Some good things to spend your time on players' checks. If you feel like you haven't done anything that fulfills your belief or your instinct or your goal, spending your check to do something in service of one of those is a good thing. If you feel like you've already hit that stuff, spending one to recover any conditions or spent nature is something that is useful. If you already have that, get someone to train you for a skill or try to set up a test so you can take an attempt at a skill that you're trying to learn or improve.
Mm-hmm. One of us happens to have that power.
If you find yourself without a weapon, spending a check to go to the store to go get a new weapon is also a good idea.
Oh, I would. I'd probably actually wait till after we collect the mail to talk to Huey about visiting my parents for the festival.
He's probably a little grumpy now too.
Yeah, it's probably not a good time, right?
Yeah. Has a little more
for example,
tact than
Graham, you are angry,
Mhm.
by the way. So I forgot to mention that on that thing. Okay.
Wait, and for leveling up from 2 to 3, I'd need 2 passes and a failure.
Yes, 2 passes, 1 failure.
And
if you need, remember, I'm going to remind you something as well. If you need a pass or a failure, someone with the instructor skill can try to test instructor to you, and if they pass the instructor skill for that whatever you're learning, then you can mark a pass or a fail.
And remind me, if I used lore mouse in the conflict, does that count as a pass or fail?
Oh yes, thank you. That lore mouse was a pass.
Okay. Yeah.
So both of you guys passed lore mouses. So for example, Alex, you in that conflict, you passed a successful lore mouse test. So make sure you marked a checkbox next to the lore mouse.
Okay.
And I passed my fighter, yeah? Just checking?
Yes, you did pass your fighter.
Hell yeah.
My lore mouse levels up to 3 then.
Someone also did, you also did a hunter test,
I did.
right?
And you failed
So
that.
you failed it. So mark a failure for hunter.
I'm a terrible explorer mouse.
You know, it's actually, I'm having trouble failing my my attacks because the attacks are always like super needed. So I have problems failing mine, but I don't think I can go higher than 6 anyway, so not a big deal.
How do traits level up too?
Winter.
Okay.
Or by making your stuff fall into the ground like I did.
Okay. Okay. Well, we gotta get this mail gathered.
Yeah. So you're gonna spend a
So,
check? Okay.
what?
You're spending a check?
Yeah, I'm sort of trying to think of how I can use this check to level up a skill.
Well, I tell you what, you can just throw it at me. I'll spend a check, Eric, to deliver the mail.
Okay. Well, I did throw you a check, so.
Sure. Okay. So at some point, we complete our circuit handing out all the mail to people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? There's actually when you're handing out the mail, you come across, my dude?
Who do I come across, my dude?
Your friend. You have your friend Chestnut Wildebrand. He's an
Chestnut
old guy.
Wildebrand?
Yeah.
That's my mentor.
Yeah. So Chestnut is in the area. I think Chestnut's probably around Apple Loft, honestly, because he likes the ciders there. So I think there's a chance you can hang out with him and catch up and reminisce about old times. But he does have a favor for you.
Oh yeah.
That he needs you to that he wants you to kind of maybe look into. Something kind of disturbing. He wants to talk to you like it's a sensitive manner. He wants to talk to you. This doesn't require any additional check. This is part of you spending it.
Yeah, I like the idea that we're at a bar or something, or a bar equivalent, and
yeah,
he's
a brewery, a cider house.
He's got
a cider house.
He orders 2 ciders. He orders for me, and 2 ciders get plunked in front of us, and I pick up the cider and I just sort of like I sniff it, and I was like, and I just slide it over to him.
Oh.
Not the
he
same.
laughs and says he says like, what's, oh yeah, it's probably the one that's supposed to be close to. He's like, oh come on, if you close your nostrils, it tastes the same. And
no, the apples
says,
the apples are aged differently over there, you know that.
Look, it's the soil. We're not going to get that soil back anytime soon. So listen, I'm not going to cry. Tears don't taste nearly as good as this cider. But listen, Huey, it's about my son, Hammond.
How's the tyke?
It's getting good. He's engaged to none other than Lady Sable Marin, the Copperwood. What do you call the person who's going to inherit a family fortune? What do you call the person who gets the inheritance?
The heir?
Yeah.
The heir. Yeah, the heir. The heir to the Marin smithing fortune.
Oh, looks like you won't be working very long anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to be coming here a lot more often. That is until he slides you over a letter.
Oh.
And the letter says...
More letters.
Yeah, and you read the letter, it's a note written in very fine writing. It says, Mr. Wilderbrand, I have in my possession compromising evidence of your son's indiscretions. If you do not pay a ransom, I will expose them to the Marns. I'm sure, or they say it in a much more like flowery way, but it's signed. It says, in a way like it would be a shame if the Marns would hear about such your son's indiscretions upon such a congratulatory event, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's signed. It's very, very snarky. And beneath it is not signed with a name of any kind. It's signed. It's signed with an imprint of a black dandelion.
Yeah, I like sniff it and just like, you know who wrote this?
He's like, not a clue. So for the record, it goes into details about who the son was with. It mentions a brief stint with an actress.
like a traveling like play.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
A singer, actually. And he fell in love with a singer. And this whoever signed this as a black dandelion says they have compromising evidence with them and the singer.
Who's this singer? Do you know
her? So her name's Bluebell. You don't know if that's her actual name or if that's like the singing name.
Stage name, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
but they're like a popular singer, like a jazz singer.
Okay. And it's like, I've never heard of him. I try not to. Yeah. Well.
Do me. Yeah. He's like, well, do me a favor. Just keep this quiet. But I'll, ask around, but use your discretion.
All right. And if I find this dandelion folk, what do you want of them?
Look, I'm old. I offer them no ill will. I just want what's best for my son. If my son can get married to Lady Sable, that's good enough for me.
And what if he wants to marry?
Grudges don't do good for my health. As he laughs as he drinks a bunch of cider.
And what if your son wants to marry this Bluebell? What then?
He snorts. He doesn't.
Yeah. Just
No, they happily are in love with Sable. It's his past. It's his indiscretions of the past have caught up to him.
All right. I get your meaning.
Yeah.
Old Huey will sort it out. Don't worry about that. Now, you drink your cider and I'll watch you. I'll pretend like it's the same.
Cool. Let's do it. Thank you. Let's do another scene. Who else wants to have a check? Who wants to do something?
I would like to try and recruit someone from this town.
Oh, okay. What does that look like?
Well, I mean, maybe the conversation goes a little deeper into with Chestnut, and maybe I inquire with him as to someone suitable from this town that he might know of. Maybe I can, personally visit them or something like that. Try and convince them. Maybe, and if they're young, convince their parents.
Yeah, that's a circles roll. Test circles. I think this is going to be an obstacle 3. But of course, because your friends here, they're willing to help you.
What did I no, I passed last time, right?
I think so. You passed last time.
Okay, great. I'll mark that then. So
you're spending your second check for recruiting. So this is a circles test.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it's an ob 3 circles test.
Okay. Circles 4.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
You're getting help from your friend.
Okay. So 1.
From Chestnut.
Okay.
Ellie's mentor.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? Ob 4. So I'm rolling at 5.
It's an ob 3.
Ob
rolling
3.
at 5 dice.
Okay. Can I use like?
You have a trait you haven't used positively yet?
Old fur?
Yeah, you haven't used old fur positively yet.
Yeah, so maybe I tell war stories to help rile up the young bloods. Try and get them all like, oh yeah, we can fight weasels and that sort of shit. Tell them stories about how someone just a little older than you was helped me take down a snake the other day, and
yeah, you're gonna show off your learnedness.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's not dangerous being in the guard. Guardsmen live to a ripe old age of 60.
You know what? I don't think old fur. I'm gonna change something to this to you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think old fur is actually going to work for this, but you're getting an additional die anyways because kids know you. But they know you from the reputation from most recently from what happened in Barkstone in the first episode. I think perhaps we've even seen like vignettes of sometimes when you go through a town, you might see kids like following you around being like, that's him. That's the guy who killed all those, like you killed all the people. Not in a bad way, like you're a badass kind of way.
Okay.
Like you are a superhero. Like kids will take turns being like, no, I want to be the butcher. I want to play the butcher. It's your turn to play bandit. And like they fight like 4v1, and all the guys like lose.
Damn, you even
like
remember
that's what
that
the kids
fucking nickname. Yeah. Okay.
Right? Like that's what the kids know. Like, yeah, there's a reputation
The
on the
butcher
line.
Barkstone.
Yeah. But to kids though, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
Like it's
kids are
cool.
stupid.
Yeah, it's like a cool thing. It's like, no, I want to be the badass who beats up a bunch of people.
Okay. All right. So I'm rolling at 7 and.
So you get an additional die anyways for that.
Okay. Cool. Ob 3, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Hoo-wee.
Got it. Just got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I
You
like
get
the
someone
idea. I
who,
like the idea that I'm talking to some kid and he's like, "Yeah, I know you. You're the butcher." And I'm like, "No, it's." I know of him though. Good friend of mine, and he wasn't butchering things. It was It was negotiating at the point of a sword. Yes. No butchering involved. Definitely not. The rumors are true, though. He did take on 15 or 16 mice at a time. He is... Yes, but no butchering, no.
So you're trying to correct him. You're trying to correct the record.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't believe you, I think. I don't know. I think they're suspicious when you say that, but they're definitely like, where do I sign?
Right
like, if
here.
you know what? No. He says, you know what? That's fine. If you know him, let me meet him. I would love to hear it right from his mouth. Like, where do I sign? If you can promise me to meet him, I will sign.
Well, he's at Lockhaven, obviously. I mean, that's where all the guard mice go.
Yeah.
And
All
if
right.
you go there next winter, after the winter, fall, you will meet.
All right. Oh, I can't wait.
You will meet Huey the White.
Oh, I hope he can mentor me. I would love to be a tender paw under him. He's so great. And he's like, the kid is literally like gloating about you without realizing it's you.
Yes, right. I'm sure he will be a great teacher.
So awesome. Yeah, and he signs and you recruit the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. His name is
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew is a good name. Yeah, Bartholomew. Nicely done.
Thank you.
Okay, so who else wants to go? We got 5 more checks.
Then we'll jump at once.
Let's see. So I guess I would spend a check to gather like provisions and food.
Yeah. So you kind of already do that, like if you wanted to. That's not worthy. So like if you wanted to, yeah. At this point of the game, because we're like, we're still kind of new. If you wanted to tell me just directly, mechanically, what you want to do, and then we can like work backwards to like what are we doing fictionally.
Yeah. So you can like, for instance, I have a trait that can help you learn things.
Okay.
So if there's anything that you wanted to particularly learn, like for example, if you wanted more fighter skills, if you wanted, Pathfinder or Scout or Survivalist, Weather Watcher, that sort of stuff, Huey can teach you that. You can spend a check by giving the check to me, then I spend it to teach you that thing. The other thing you can do is like if you wanted to say get an item specifically, like if you wanted to say, I don't know, make a
if you wanted to, I got the perfect
like
example. You want to buy a book on animals.
There we go.
Right?
Yeah, I want to go.
Then, yeah.
Buy a book on avian creatures.
Yeah, that makes sense. A book of birds makes perfect sense. So you get supplies for a lore mouse test against creatures of the feather. That makes perfect sense. Yeah. Yeah, let me figure out what the obstacle for that is, but that makes perfect sense. So you go to the store, like this is like a montage effect of us going through Apple Loft and all the whole route here, trying to like go into places, getting turned down, they don't have the book, and then like there might be a copy left somewhere or something. So let's see here. Oh, it's definitely a resource test. I just don't know what the obstacle for the resource test is.
2?
It's probably like 2 or 3, and the thing is that I don't know if it's 2 or 3. I think it's 3 because it's kind of it should be 2 because birds of feather would make sense. It's up 2. Other people can help you with this test too if they wanted to.
Let's see.
I mean, if you
it's an op 2 resource test.
That sounds like personal funds to me.
So okay, I'm at the one place that has the book that I'm looking for, right?
Yeah. It's
Could I chat up the? I'm gonna assume it. Not assume. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a lady mousette, or on the other side of.
Oh, you're in the librarians. Nice.
Yeah, the librarians.
I like the idea that you slick your hair back, and then it like my boing, just points hair. His back up again after you slick it back.
Like I slick it up, and I could chat it up, and
put your eyebrows.
Hey, doll face.
Like, so you like books?
No, I hate them.
They just do that sort of like side eye. They put their glasses down, like, "Are you for real?"
I said, What if I told you, and I hold up my first edition Weatherfield's Exploration Guide. I got a first edition Weatherfield's Exploration Guide right here.
Let me take a look at that. No way. There's only 15 of these in existence. How do you have a first edition weather? How do someone like you have a weather? Oh my god.
Whoa. Someone like me?
Wow.
It's like hides the name tag that says Weatherfield. It's just like,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Oh dear. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean anything by that.
Yeah. Who's the author of that their book?
Well, it's obviously it's the Weatherfields. I'm gonna look at your character. It's Willamia and Walter, right?
Wilhelmina?
It's Willamina and Walter Weatherfields. They're the preeminent cartographers of the Mouse Guard territories.
Hi, how you doing? My name is Graham Weatherfields.
You show him the chipped teeth.
and I have like all the jagged teeth.
Oh my god! Oh no! And now she realizes she's horrified that she like inadvertently insulted you, and she's like, "Oh my god! Oh no! I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry! I'm such a big fan of your parents, and you're a mouse guard. That's great!
Yeah. Look, I'm looking for a very particular book, and I was wondering if you could find me this book called Birds of a Feather by let's see, I think his name is Volker Brambleton.
Oh yeah, of course, Volker Bramberton. Yeah, he writes all of those books. Yeah, you said Birds of a Feather. I mean, let me see here, and they proceed to open out the like the index book and trying to see where it is in the card. So I think it's a good time to roll your resources.
Okay.
Is anyone here helping you, or just out of the scene helping you?
no, I'm letting this one
Resources
go.
help. Resources helps resources. So like if you wanted to help with resource, you could. Here's also something you can do. I'm not sure if it's actually in this in a very clear way, but you can spend a check to basically throw whatever this resource test. If you help on a resource test, you could also someone else spend a check on this resource test helping to take whatever the result is of this resource test and count it into your successes or failures.
Okay.
So like helping helping someone else do a test means you can earn a success or a failure to a roll if you spend a check.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's possible. I'm pretty sure that's not just a torchbearer thing.
Might want to do that so my resources start going up.
Yeah.
Like you give him like all your loose pennies in your pocket.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, how would I? Oh, okay. So it's a resource test is just basically.
It's just like any other skill.
Okay.
Yeah. Except it's hard to get help for it and stuff. And you can't use you can't spend persona to tap your resource to tap your nature to add to resources.
Okay. So,
because digging down deep into who you are doesn't mean there's more money in your wallet.
Unless, you come of money.
Yeah.
Could I use my book as a tool?
To make it cheaper? That seems to work.
Well, that could have.
Yeah, no, what? No, the between the role playing and realizing it's for the kid of of the Weatherfields. Yeah, they're gonna pull some punches. So I'll give you a die for that.
Sweet. So any other help or?
Yeah, mate.
I'm helping.
Okay. So
You spending a check, Ellie?
Yeah.
And then the ob is ob
2.
Ob 1, ob 2,
2.
2. Okay.
Yeah, 2. Sorry. Nailed it.
Crushed.
Wow, that's a really good roll. You crushed that.
I give it to you as a discount, and you have to take me to dinner. Go.
So your resource test, mark a pass for your resources, and I think what did I name her? Did I name the librarian?
No.
Her name was Miffy. I remember you saying
Miffy?
it. Yeah.
No, I didn't. Her name's Blossom. And
Miffy was much
Blossom.
better.
Yeah, no, Blossom definitely goes out and goes to help you. She's like, oh, you don't know. Oh, look, it's right here, right here. Give me 1 second, and she brings out a copy. You said you wanted a first edition, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she puts another one back, which is like a third edition, and she gives you the first edition order copy. Here you go.
Thanks.
That'll be 2 resources.
First edition, the one with all the errors.
Yeah. What's your hometown?
Spruce Tuck.
Spruce Tuck. Okay.
Everyone's so fucking spruce tuck. God damn.
Right. And so she says, listen, if I ever get over to Spruce Tuck, would it be weird if I came by your parents' store and mention you?
You know what? When you get to Spruce Tuck, why don't you give me, why don't you drop by and, I can take you there personally. Show you the family estate.
A tour.
Yeah. Maybe take you to dinner.
I would love that.
I'd love a tour. Just completely ignoring it.
Yeah. Yeah. She's trying. You're trying really hard, and she's just obsessed with meeting a big fan of an author. But yeah.
I came from them loins.
I give Miffy like a wink, and I flash her like a crooked smile with all the
chip teeth. Yeah.
Her name is canonically changed to Miffy.
I know, it's Miffy. It's Miffy now.
I pat Ellie on the head, and it's like, all right, time to go.
Perfect. Yeah. So now you have a book. You have that. You have the Birds of the Feather, which counts as supplies for Loremouseess.
Okay. So I use one of my checks, and where do I put it?
In the
That's
bin.
it. I'm just throwing him down at the bottom.
Okay.
In the
Cool.
bin.
So we got 4 more checks.
Oh no, Ellie spent a check on that one.
I spent a check to get a success as well. Remember, because I helped.
Yes. Perfect. So then you pass resources.
Yes. At this time, I think I would probably approach Huey.
Okay.
I like the idea that maybe I did end up drinking with Chester, and I'm just sitting out the front of the tavern, just like in the sun, just baking, just being like, oh. I've had a rough afternoon. Yeah.
So Ellie sits down next to Huey and like salutes a bit. Hello, sir.
You don't have to call me sir. It's Huey.
Okay, sir. So I got a letter from my parents, and they...
You leaving the Mouse Guard too?
What? No, of course. I would never. It's been my dream since I was little to be a guard's mouse.
Yeah,
But,
they all say the same thing, don't they?
I don't know. The situation with Chester was pretty complicated.
I did my best. I like to think that he took something away from this experience with you and I, other than just whatever it is that he took. Hopefully not that. But it's probably that. Take another pull from the flask, put the lid back on, tuck it into my armor. I was like, how old are you again?
I'm 15, sir.
Have you drunk before?
Yeah, I drank yesterday.
Oh, yeah. You did. That's irresponsible of you.
Well, I mean, bakers' families, she says, like as if everybody knows.
Exactly.
Yeah. On that subject, you know the Harvest Festival in the fall?
That's a long way away.
Well, yes. I was wondering if it would be okay if I could possibly, if we have time, if I could go stop by um, Ivydale then to see my parents and spend the festival with them. I mean, it's just a couple days, and I'm sure there's a lot of work to be done there. And the festival is would
I'm
probably
gonna
be a good
stop
time.
you right there, kid.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to make those 2 days up?
Well, yeah, and of course I would, sir. I was thinking the festival would also be a good time to recruit people because.
So don't make the mistake of thinking that because you've spent time walking around and delivering the mail that you can neglect your training for 2 days, because you can't. Because you're green. You're a tenderpaw.
I know, sir. I'm very, very aware of that. It's just there are a lot of things we could do as guards, mice to help out at the festival, and I was thinking, since
Don't make excuses. If you want to take time off your duties, you can. Everyone's entitled to that.
Thank you, sir.
Just don't neglect your training.
I would never neglect my training, sir.
You don't want to end up fat and useless like Chester.
Well, I mean, that seems a bit harsh, but I mean, I guess he really didn't seem...
He gave up the guard's life before he even got started.
It seemed like he wasn't... I wasn't sure he was joining the guard for quite the right reasons.
I don't even know what those reasons were anymore. I used to think that it was because he wanted to better himself, but clearly he's falling into old habits. But what am I to know? I'm just an old guard's mouse with too much hair in his ears, I guess.
Are you okay, sir?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I be?
Just the way you're talking seems sort of... forgive my saying so, but it seems sort of wistful and bitter. Are you...
So I just sort of turn and look at her for the first time. I was like, that's no way to address your superior officer.
Well, I mean, it just seems you're a bit torn up about Chester leaving and the whole situation, is all I'm saying, sir.
If I was, it's not for you to discern. You can take the time off.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Just make sure that you fill in the required paperwork back at Lockhaven.
There's paperwork? Oh,
of course.
Thank you for letting me know. I should get right on that. I'll make a note of that, and I'll send the note.
Bring it to me before you send it off, and I'll put my mark on it as always.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll do that.
You just sort of had to sort of turn back to facing outwards at the sun.
Would you like to do some training with me, sir?
Turned back and I was like, sure. Okay. Fine. What drills did you want to run today?
Well, I haven't really quite got, like, I'm pretty okay at hunting, but I haven't really quite gotten the hang of straight fighting. I was very much aware of that today against the Raven.
Well, honestly, you should be proficient in all weapons rather than just the one that you think you want to be with, because if you're ever in a situation where you don't have your weapon, the one that you've spent years training with, you should be proficient with everything lying around. So I walk over and pick up 2 sticks, And I'm just like, I take a fencer pose.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, try and hit me. You won't, but try.
You won't, but try. Wow. Okay.
Ellie takes the other stick and tries to mimic his pose, but like mirrors it because she's left-handed.
Yeah. So this is
And-
fencing. This is the style of play if you want to use a single sword to pierce. And I take a step forward and I mimic what it looks like to jab or poke. I don't know what it's called, but and it's like thrust. Yeah, and this is your basic maneuver with it. You aim for the largest region of the body. You hit red, you hit pay dirt. Instructor test, I guess.
Yes, and it's against her current nature.
What's your nature?
So you have a higher fighter, right?
I do. I have. Wait, what is your fighter right now?
I have 0
Okay.
fighter.
Okay. So what is your nature then?
It's 1 out of 4.
1 out of 4. Okay. Okay. So 1.
So it's a ob 1. Yep.
Okay.
So you're testing instructor against an ob 1.
3, 1. Wait, no, sorry, hang on. That's wrong. I wish you could go back. Is there a way to make you go back?
No.
She used 2 checks, by the way. This is falling on.
Just moved my other check to the side.
The check to like request that thing didn't require a test. So
Okay. Oh, I see.
And same thing with Huey. Like if a check doesn't, so checks earn you spotlight and a test. They guarantee you a test if you want one.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you want to make a test about something, that counts. So like for example, Ellie asking you for permission to go. That's not a test. So
okay.
This
Sure.
instructor, but asking that while you're doing the instructor test is, so that counts as a check.
Okay.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Well, I passed, I guess. So
You did. So, Henley, you get to mark a successful instructor test.
great.
And Kika, you get to mark for Ellie a successful attempt at fighter. So you need 3 more fighter tests, and then you unlock fighter.
Nice. Ellie thought like the training might get Huey's mind off of Chester.
Yeah. Good one.
All right. Well, 2 more checks left, or 3 more checks left, I guess.
Yeah, because Graham has one.
You are
guess-
still angry, Graham. If
Yeah.
you want to,
Can I use a check to kind of expel
recover?
that anger? Yeah.
yeah. So that's a common way of using checks to remove that stuff. So angry is an ob2 will test to remove it. And then you just fictionally describe what do you do to no longer be angry.
I whittle little mouse figurines of people I've worked with.
Of course you do. Yeah.
And so I'm whittling it, and I get to the one of Huey, and I'm like, stupid old mouse trying to. Oh, let's go during the day. It was too much danger at night, and we get attacked by a raven, and then I think about when the ravens took the sword, and I'm like laughing, and I'm like, what a jerk.
Nice. So that's a will test. So you get to test your will.
Is the ob the will?
No, it's a 2. Recovering from being angry is an ob 2 will test.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I have? Okay, so my will's 4. Do I roll for 3 since I'm angry? Because it.
No,
Okay.
no, it doesn't. It doesn't affect recovery.
Okay.
See, yeah, your will is how many dice you roll, and you roll against ob 2.
2. Oh nope, I'm still angry.
No. Yeah. Wow, that's really bad. Do you have a relevant wise?
Let's see. predator wise. I mean, ravens are occasionally predators.
Yeah, they are. If you have a relevant wise, you could spend a fate to reroll one of your failures, or you could spend a persona to reroll all failures.
Let's see.
So if you have a relevant wise that you think you could finagle into why you're no longer angry as you whittle.
I'm gonna spend a persona to so I now have 0 persona. There we go.
For now.
Yeah. To use on predator wise and be like, well, I mean, I guess the raven wasn't that bad. It could have been worse. It could have been a weasel or an owl or a badger
or anything
maybe
else
what,
at night.
Yeah. Or a bush baby. And actually, bush babies don't really attack mice. Let's see. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You know what? It was just a raven. There might have been a little bit more danger at night, but he still lost his sword.
All right, cool. So you reroll 3 dice.
Okay.
Hoping one of those. Hoping one of those is a 4, 5, or 6. Got it. The last one.
Woo!
Cool. You're healthy.
Sweet.
I like the idea that Huey's hanging on to being tired as well, like he deserves it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's also like really hard for you because you're wearing heavy armor, and heavy armor is clumsy and stuff. Something I'd be willing to work with you with about your armor, you could definitely spend players checks to like upgrade your armor to remove clumsy and its heavy components.
Okay.
If you wanted to.
I'll think about that. Yeah. Okay.
Because that would show you like spending a lot of time making your armor work for you.
Ellie, you're up.
Yes.
Do you want to do
I
more
am up.
training or? I mean, you could do some recruiting as well. If you wanted to work on your circles. Or you could work on your resources as well. You said you wanted to do that.
I got. What do I need to? What do I need to upgrade my resources to 2?
What is it now?
1.
It should be 2 now. Congratulations.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
nice.
you spent that check to get the bonus to go along with it, the rider.
Nice. Order.
Can you increase your health by doing checks?
Yes. Your health advances just like any other skill or test.
So how do I increase it? Like if I wanted
Take
to go
more
to
health tests.
If I want to go to 3 to 4.
You need to take health tests. You need to do things like stay in the rain, and get sick and tired and no longer being sick and tired.
Okay.
Recovering is a health test. Recovering from conditions earns you health tests.
And
right?
If my
Just
nature's
how,
1, do I just need 1 check?
No, your nature is 2. So you need 2 nature passes and 1 nature failure in order to advance nature.
Okay. All right.
Good ways of doing that would be in conflicts, fighting people. Like, because you remember how in a fight animal conflict, using maneuver is lore mouse or nature? Using your nature for that role, being like, guys, I'm just going to eat shit for this first round, but I need it for the check.
Okay.
Right? Like that kind of stuff. That's perfectly reasonable. Cool. So Kika, we have 2 more checks for you. Huey's still tired. You could totally try to go buy something. Your resources is 2.
I think I'm going to go and harvest medicinal herbs to restore my injury component for my medicinal herbs.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one to do. So for Harvester, that shouldn't be too difficult because where actually you guys are going is very rich with those types of herbs.
Yes.
So I think this is probably going to be an Ob 2.
Okay. My harvester is 2 right now.
Let me just look real quick. I'm bringing up Harvester now. It's late summer. Oh no, it's Ob 1. It's Ob 1 because it's late summer.
Okay.
I'm used to playing so much in late spring that the default is 2, but it's 1 because it's late summer.
Okay.
It's late summer and you're getting an additional die because they're plentiful in this
Okay.
area.
And I'd like to also use Hard Worker to add an additional die.
Cool. Really, really want those seeds. Yeah,
Not
and this will give you an
seeds, herbs.
injured poultice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Boop. 1. Bam. Glad I invoked that trait.
Nice. Let me see. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to correct it right now, but in the future, making a poultice is actually a healer test.
Okay.
But that's fine.
I would have crushed a healer chest.
Would you rather redo it and remove the harvester test and redo and check for the healer?
No, that's fine. It's fine.
Cool, because it's also much more difficult as a healer. So healers can make poultices for every condition. Ob 1 is tired, Ob 2 is sick, Ob 3 is injured, Ob 4 is healer, and Ob 5 are hungry, and Ob 5 is angry. So yeah, I don't know what you'd make to recover anger, but if you had that,
Energy drink,
basically use
coffee.
additional die. Yeah, pills.
Trucker pills.
Yeah, Quaaludes.
LSD.
Uh,
Oh shit, that would actually be a really good failure.
well then, I need a failure in harvester to level that up.
You could get it. Does Huey have it? Can he instruct you for a failure?
Oh,
and I need
God.
a success in persuader to level that up.
I don't have harvester.
Do you have persuader
Yes. I
of
have
at
a level.
least 3?
I know. I only have it as 1. So.
No. You could totally find some.
What about Graham?
No, that would be
No,
that
he
would be
doesn't have
that would be 2 checks. You could spend a check to find a teacher and another check for them to teach you.
What about Chestnut? Chestnut Wildebrand.
Yeah, but what are they a mentor of?
Scouting.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, Chestnut's old as shit, right? He's
Yeah.
like Jorah Mormont.
If he's a guard captain level, he wouldn't have harvester either. So, but he does. He would have scout.
Yeah, but you don't know his background.
Could have persuader too, which I am good
All right,
for level
there's a
up.
25% chance he has. No, all right. 25% chance he has harvester, 25% chance he has persuader available to you, and then 50% chance he has nothing. All right.
Okay.
So 1 is harvester, 2 is persuader, 3 and 4 are nothing. Sorry, can't help you.
Well, I would like my good mentor Chestnut Wildebrand to give me a scouting lesson.
Like old time's sake, for old
Yeah.
time's sakes. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I feel like asking a check from your mentor is almost like always possible because the dude's like, that's what they stress in training. That's what they have the highest in, as long as it's not like 6, right? I imagine their skill is 6 is what I mean. So they're helping you.
And my skill is 3.
So Chester, so Chester's like, Ellie, I almost didn't recognize you. You look so much older. Look, like I feel like you have. Would it be fair to say that you look and you feel like you've changed a little bit since joining the Mouse Guard?
Yeah.
Puberty.
Yeah.
My
You
belief
feel more
changed.
Yeah, right? Like yeah, totally. You have a little bit more of a rind on you.
I got new gloves.
Looks good. He chuckles. Yeah, he chuckles. Says, "How's it going? How are your parents in Ivydale?"
Oh, they're doing great. I got them jellyweed seeds for this year's festival.
Are you going up there for the Mort Harvest?
Yeah, Huey
Oh,
was
and
nice enough to
he
give me
elbows you.
permission.
He elbows you. He's like, oh, he's gonna let you off for the trip.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
that's
gonna be there?
wonderful. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't been to Ivydale in ages, and he puts whispers so people can hear it, but people can obviously hear. He says Ivydale has the best Mort Harvest Festival in the territories, by far, is what he says.
Well, we at least have the best bread.
Yeah, and treats. You guys, magnifique is what he says, or whatever he says it. He says it in like a bullfrog or something, like for delicious. And I don't know why I French and I went immediately to frog. It's really horrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I did that. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's joking. Yeah, so he's joking around and says, what can I do for you? It's so good to see you.
It's so great to see you too. I was wondering if you could give me another scouting lesson, because I still have a lot to learn. I've done some good scouting, and then I've had some not so good scouting, and I really want to make sure I can be there for other mice when it really counts. And scouting is super important, especially if I ever have to go past the scent border.
Oh yeah. He looks at you and says, scouting today, it's nothing like what we used to do. We out there we had to use our noses all the time. See here, things have changed. Animals are getting more used to mice nowadays. You got to be a little bit more perceptive with your eyes and not just your nose. And he's going to add old fur to this, so it's 46. Perfect. Yeah, literally 4 successes. Okay. So you earned another test for scout. You could either learn failure or a pass. That's the advantage of instructor. And I think so, depending on what you choose, the lesson that he gives you is either like a lesson of warning, like a cautionary tale, or something like good advice.
I think I'm gonna go for failure.
Sure. He tells you the story about back in the day, he wasn't part of the scent border, and he wasn't paying attention, and he dropped the scent barrel, and it fell down into a ravine. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to us too. And when I went to fetch it, there was a snake snuck up behind me. I had to try to fend it off, but the barrel got smashed in the fray.
Oh, that's not good. He's like, not good. That barrel. He's like dealing with. He's like dealing with spruce tuck mice. They're really, really possessive of those barrels, and they take. He says it a little bit more diplomatically after. He says, they take a lot of pride in their work.
Yeah.
That's what he means, is that they get really upset if you drop a barrel.
Yeah. Yeah, we found that out pretty quickly.
Look at you. You already... Man, I'm surprised you don't have a cloak yet. Look at you. You know all the tricks, don't you?
Well, I know to be really careful around those spruce tuck mice now.
Yeah.
Shifty buggers.
Suave, too.
I don't know.
You've probably been eavesdropping the whole conversation, and you're like drinking, like, yeah, we're suave. I love that. That's good. Cool. Was that the final check?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's do some experience.
Yeah. I don't think we'll have time to do another one, unfortunately, but...
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, the next...
Because I got so many checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Well, let's do some experience. The way this works is that we're all going to go through our beliefs first, and if you feel like you played up your belief and you can defend it with a roll, or choosing not to roll, like if something was super important, you earn yourself a fate point. If you feel like you played against your belief in a dramatic way, you earn a persona, and you must change your belief because it's obvious you no longer believe it.
Okay.
So
I guess I'll start. Shall not hesitate in life or combat, as they should be treated as the same thing. I feel like I came pretty close. I don't know. What do you guys think?
You did not hesitate against that, Raven.
no, you literally stood on top of the mailbag.
That's true.
You were like,
yes.
let's chop its head off. It's like,
Oh, you also did not hesitate about the mail and being like, nope, we're going at daytime. We're going.
That's true as well. Yes.
The mail must be delivered,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So for sure, definitely fate point for you.
Fuck yeah. Fake point.
Ellie or Alex?
I have a new belief this time. Sometimes the right thing isn't always clear. A guard's mouse needs to be wise and act correctly. To act correctly for the good of mousekind, knowledge and experience pave the path to wisdom. And I think I played that up. Always trying to learn.
yeah, she learned like 2 skills, and she decided to fill her sling full of coins. That was pretty clever.
Yeah, for sure. So you did it multiple times. Yep,
Nice.
fate point for you.
My belief is any mouse can do greatness regardless of birth. I don't really think that came into play at all this session, because it wasn't like a big crisis of like
You can't do this because you're lowbrow or something like that.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
lowborn. It's like, oh, okay.
Except
Yeah,
when you're
so-
talking to that librarian.
Yeah, she did kind of say, oh, people like you guys.
Well, I mean, like, to be fair, you got what you wanted because of your birth, so maybe you don't believe that anymore because your
No,
birth
he didn't play
literally
that up.
did
He
this.
didn't play that
thing.
up.
Okay.
Well,
He did. He was
I don't
literally
think.
like.
Yeah, but I don't think Alex intended that. But
Damn, man.
I don't want to speak for Alex.
God, you got me on a technicality.
Yeah, I
do that.
did. You're just like, look, man, don't look down on me because of my birth. And then you're just like, hey, girl, check out my birth.
You really did. You kind of
Yeah.
really did.
All right, let's see. I'll take a persona for going against.
Yeah.
it?
Then your mold breaker. Yeah, you went against it.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good way. It's a really, really good way of playing the game. Is actually make beliefs that you know are wrong, and you prove them that they're wrong in play. Like, that's really good. Like, I don't know why I'm training Ellie. She's never going to learn anything, and Ellie, will constantly proves you wrong every time.
Yeah,
And then you have
yeah.
those moments. I know it sucks. It sucks because you have to be a stubborn jerk, but then you watch that.
What
change
is that
happen.
character, though? What is that character? Just like, oh, man, everyone around me hates me. That everyone's like, hey, man, how's it going? Nice to see you. Isn't it great to see you this morning? Oh, man, it's so good to see you. And you're just like, that's right, I got a persona.
They're just doing it because they're doing it out of pity. It's not because they like me. It's like
Aw.
just pretend you don't have any self-confidence.
And then you
like-
push them away, and then they go further.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just pretend you're in high school again.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I did okay in high school, I think, maybe.
all right, rub it in.
All right, time to think of a new belief.
Well, I mean, there
Yeah.
are reasons some of us play pen and paper RPGs all day.
Right. Cool. That's good. So yeah, you Alex, Graham earned persona, so you earned a persona for that.
Fuck yeah.
Next up is instincts.
Mhm.
If your instinct come up in play, you earned a fate point. You don't get any benefit if you played against an instinct.
Maybe I
Except
was...
probably you should change your instinct.
Yeah, maybe I was too harsh on my tenderpaws and those under my care. Maybe they need more training. I'll make sure that they won't be in any danger.
Yes. I would say yes because of you literally told Ellie you're not like get back in the middle of line. You're not leading the
And he insisted on
trek.
going during the day because it was apparently safer.
yeah.
I mean, the sun
Right.
is the only thing out there at the moment, so, you know.
And,
Oh, what's that? Is that a
And
fate?
he did train her a bit.
That's a fate point.
Hell yeah. It's true. It's a multi-leveled.
I have to be the best guards mouse possible. I must never hesitate to throw myself into new situations which I can learn from.
Well, 4 checks of learning.
Yeah. But did
Yeah.
you learn? Did you test a skill that you didn't have? Fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Fighter.
Yeah. I would imagine that only works for things you don't have. Right?
Also,
Yeah.
I would argue that helping Graham flirt with a librarian taught
Yeah.
her the value of not being like Graham. Maybe.
It's very possible.
Stick with me, kid. I'll show you what the real underworld looks like.
You want
Just
women?
inch
I
just
got
closer to
women.
healing.
Like the librarian right there, head or heels over me. Trust me.
Yeah, snaps.
I know a guy.
I know a guy.
Just imagine that's your belief. I know a guy for every situation.
There we go.
Wow.
Doing it.
Oh, you got a problem? Oh, that's no problem. My buddy, I have a buddy in Apple Loft. He can help us out for this. Ah, no problem. I got a buddy in Copperwood. He can help me out for this. You just all the time.
I know this girl back in Lockhaven.
Oh my god! If your character knows a girl in like every town, that'd be. And the funny part is that if you don't have the circles to back it up, I would totally run with that. You do know that person, but they all like uniformly hate you.
Or, yeah, I know this person, read about them in the newspaper.
Yeah, and like so every time it's like that's the classic failed circles roll is the thing called the enmity clause. And so if you try to make up someone that you know and you fail the test, it's that you found them, but the circumstances that they find you in are horrible. Like,
Nice.
for example, the Han Solo, I know a Lando, he can help us out. We can lie low in Cloud City.
You still mad about that?
Right? And so exactly. And so that's the quintessential failed circles roll.
Or Jack Sparrow going up to like a girl and being like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" and you get smacked across the face.
Yeah, like, oh, yep, I deserve that.
Yeah, I don't know if I deserve that one.
Exactly. Perfect. Cool.
My instinct was always examine the surrounding area and study my opponent when in danger. I discovered the weapons of that raven.
Yes.
Multiple ravens. That's how I'm going to tell it.
Yeah, and that story then becomes Huey fought off multiple ravens.
But he lost his sword.
But he lost his sword. But he saved the male, guys. He saved the male.
So I feel like I played to my instinct pretty well, even though the GM had to remind me that I could do what I didn't know I could do.
It's true. So you get half a fate point.
Sweet.
No, you still get a fate point, but I'm not gonna do that every single time.
Oh yeah, no.
But this game, I'm gonna do it for at least the next 3 sessions or so.
Don't worry,
you got you got the training wheels, but they're gonna come off. Especially instincts, because instincts are one of those things where you're supposed to say hold on, Eric, I have an instinct. I want to do this thing.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, you can think of an instinct as also a way to earn yourself a check sometimes in situations where on the GM turn when you wouldn't normally.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
For example, always make sure we have supplies for a trip or whatever. And so then you could be the example of Kika repairing the cart or whatever and be like, oh, I have a hammer and stuff like that. Let me just roll a quick scavenger test. Oh yeah, see, I have a hammer. And then you give the hammer and then Ellie has supplies. You can demand that from me by having an instinct.
Okay.
I would totally be cool with that. Okay. Or helping. For example, another one. If Henley had always been willing to help my guards mice, when you had that lore mouse test, having an instinct that says always help people, I would be willing to let an instinct help an instinct in that moment. And so Henley could help you out on that situation instead of it just being you.
Okay.
Right? That's the type of stuff that instincts will let you do and let you get away with.
Sweet.
Okay. Anyways, so we did instincts, beliefs, goals. Let's talk about our goals. If you only work towards your goal, if your goal wasn't accomplished. So let me break something down. If you failed at your goal is still resolved. But if you feel like you could still achieve your goal, then it's a fate point. But if your goal was resolved, it's persona.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mine's pretty easy. Keep the mouse guard ranks flush and recruit as many as I can. Literally.
Yeah, you didn't change that. Yeah, literally. I love that you did it with the guy, and you did it humbly in a way. Like you don't, they never said it was you, and how they were like gloating about how awesome that person is, about how awesome the.
Actually, I'm kind of embarrassed that I had to kill so many mice, to be honest with you. So that's the reason why I did it the way that I did. But also, if they asked, it's like, no, you're him. It's like, he carries a big sword. Do you see a big sword?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, and why I didn't believe you. That's perfect.
So what's that?
Cool.
Persona?
Yeah, Persona.
Nice.
Cool.
My goal was to try to convince Huey to allow Ellie to attend the festival in Ivydale.
I made you work for it. I feel like that's fair.
Persona. Yeah.
Graham didn't really have a goal. So he didn't have a goal. One? Yeah, not for this one, because I kind of wanted to wait till I was kind of in the group to.
I mean, your goal could have just been as simple as deliver the mail. The mail.
Oh, that's so cool that you had a goal that was the mission of delivering the mail. That's really good, Alex. That's like classic mouse guard. Really good Persona.
Mouse guard.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right. I actually didn't mention that, but in terms of play, typically what happens is we do the previously on mouse guard, and then we get set up with the next mission, and then when we review beliefs and instincts, that's when we write our goal for this mission too. Right. Okay. So it's like prologue previously on. This is what's going on and how we're getting the new mission, write our goals, and then we do the GM's turn, then the player's turn, and then experience.
Okay.
It's like, it like follows this very like strict format.
Got it. Okay. So
it's like a board game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna choose, because I didn't write it down. I'm gonna choose not to take a goal or fate or persona, but I will put it down in the goal just so I know that can be a goal.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Okay. Goals have to be something you have to make a test toward. It can't just be like, wake up tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Be alive tomorrow.
Did not die. Goal achieved.
Yeah. Right.
The dude abides.
So
I will remove my two-handed sword from my gear.
Yes, you no longer have that sword.
I no longer have a sword.
Let's see. Oh, I know exactly what I'm.
Your belief should be fuck crows.
Fuck crows.
Yeah, like a good one could be like, Huey doesn't know what he's doing. Always like that's like a good belief. I don't believe you. I'm gonna do the opposite thing.
Cool.
Never take advice from Huey, or always take advice from Huey.
My new belief: never give advice to Graham.
Yeah.
Get fucked. You can't.
It's an easy thing to get belief, because then also if you play it up being like, why would we ever trust you? Who are you? Like me, this is my tender paw. Like, we're doing things my way. I outrank you. And then you're like, no, hold on. This is my domain. We're in the wild territories. Let me show you. And then you do that, and then you prove them right, Alex, with that sort of scenario. And then Huey goes like, you know what? You're not that bad, kid. All of a sudden, you earned an amazing test, Alex. Huey's going to earn Persona for his belief changing. Like, all of a sudden, the game works really well. Like, the game's actually made for you to play with that stuff.
I'm never
like,
going to... My belief is
going to... You get mechanically rewarded for those types of things.
My belief is never going to change. It's going to have to be a fucking cold day in hell for my belief to change. But I believe Eric to come up with that scenario. So.
Oh yeah. The thing is that I already have a scenario in mind. It's just that I don't want to drop you into that yet. I feel like it would be more worthwhile later on, when you feel like, oh man, really? Do I have to choose between this? Oh, this is a tough choice.
Yeah.
Right. I'm saving those ones. There's something special. Sweet. Right. I didn't want to give you a Sophie's Choice scenario so early on.
All right, you took away my young bride for no reason, so you know. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Oh well. Cool. So the last things we do are MVP, workhorse, and embodiment.
Okay.
So MVP is the person who got the best roll of the night, the person who just crushed it when and kind of like won the day.
Okay.
This is done as a group. This isn't like arbitrated by one person. This is we nominate people.
Yeah, I think.
I nominate you, Huey,
Thank you.
for the fighter test against the crow.
I
Yeah,
second the nomination.
but
Okay.
I also failed the
Nomination pass.
Pathfinder check that put us in that position in the first place. So,
Sure. Okay, but then who else did it? Who else do you think would have earned it?
I want to put Ellie up for this one, for the gold slingshot idea. That's pretty cool.
See, I was thinking about giving Ellie embodiment for that.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I'll take a persona.
Yeah, Huey, I think you get persona for MVP.
Cool beans.
Workhorse, the person who helped out the most, I think that goes to Alex.
Yeah, pretty easy that one.
I had the map.
Yep, you had the map. You figured out the weapons of the Raven.
Not only that, but he also secured himself a book that would help in the future. So
Exactly. And some swanky tail.
I don't know about that. I mean, like,
I'm not sure about Swanky, but yeah, you got tail for sure. All right, and then for embodiment, this is the person who roleplay the character the most. And this is really hard because I feel like you all three got it, but I think I want to give it to Kika. I think Ellie. This is hard. I think Ellie, because of the cool play with the wanting to do the throwing of the coins.
Yeah, that was completely outside
like
the box.
very but like
Plus trying to comfort Huey with training.
yeah, exactly.
some good shit.
Not to say that Graham and Huey also didn't play amazingly today.
We know where your real alliance lies, Eric. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. Bro.
Yeah,
It's
you mean with Graham? Yeah.
That's
But
it.
Bam. Okay, Ellie, you get that one.
Is that persona?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cool.
You have eight fate and 6 persona.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always spend it to do the fucking conflict setup, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's where all my shit goes every time. Every time. So, it's fine.
Okay. Well, that's cool. So then let's see. Graham, you have 2 fate and 1 persona. Huey has 2 fate and 3 persona, and Ellie has 8 fate and 6 persona.
You need to spend some of
Wow.
that persona.
Yeah, you can spend that shit.
She's waiting
Well,
for
you
the
get-
final boss fight.
Well, it's just that she never gets a chance to do tests because you keep stepping in the way.
As I should. She's a tenderpool. Have you seen how green behind the ears she is?
Yeah.
Hey, I watch behind my ears.
Yeah.
Green.
That's why as a tender paw with a good nature, you can tap your persona a lot and like get that really high up. But you've already done that. And then as you do that, now it's super easy for you to learn on the other side of that. So
Okay.
that was a good job.
Let's do some shout outs and call it a show. Let's start off with the new guy, Mr. Zippy. What up, sir? How you doing?
Yeah.
Doing pretty good. So, what do I do here?
Talk about yourself.
Oh, I'm pretty cool. I'm like icy chill cool. I play video games. I stream video games every Monday until I run out of ideas. We will be doing MS-DOS Mondays starting at 8 p.m. CST. We are currently on the Zork anthology. We finished Zork 2 last Monday, so tomorrow we'll be doing Zork 3.
Hell yeah.
And then we have 2 more MS-DOS games of Zork, and then we go to the Elder Scrolls. And I think we might try Mist after Elder Scrolls.
Was like the first
Nice.
couple of King's Quests MS-DOS.
I think so too. I might look into those.
Nice.
Police Quest. Speaking about MS-DOS, let's go to our next guest, Miss Kika. What up?
What do I have to do with MS-DOS?
Nothing. That's what makes my segues amazing. I can connect 2 unseemingly random things together, like a jigsaw puzzle. Go ahead, talk about yourself.
Okay, I'm Kika. I stream at twitch.tv/Kika. That's twitch.tv/KIKKA. And am currently streaming through Final Fantasy IX, in which I use my 4 octaves of vocal range to voice act every single character in the game. And on Fridays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I do cosplay constructions. On Thursdays and Saturdays, I stream Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons, respectively.
Nice. And last but not least, we have our game master for this session, sandwich maker extraordinaire, internet famous person of incredible note, Mr. Vulgaris, aka Eric Vulgaris. What up, sir? How you doing?
Hey, what's up? Yep, American Vulgaris. Thank you for watching and tuning in, chat. Thanks for hanging out. Alex, super happy to have you. Huey, Dave, Henley, Kika, Ellie. Thanks, guys. Super awesome. Yeah, I'm Eric. I'm a part-time streamer at ericvulgaris.com. Also a show producer of Misclicks. I do a lot of role-playing games like Burning Wheel and Mouse Guard. So, yeah.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed tonight's game. If you haven't already done so, consider following the channel. If not, no harm, no foul. Just enjoy the mices. Yeah, so we have 6 active Die Party games a week here on this channel. Next week, we'll be doing our first episode of both... real play episode of both LA at Night, which is a Vampire the Masquerade role-playing game on Mondays at 5 p.m. PST, which is tonight, and the first episode for the second season of Die Party Gambit, which is a Star Wars Force and Destiny game starring little Miss Kika here. But right after this, we're going to be jumping straight into the Bethesda thing. I'm going to be setting up another call in just a moment, so I'm going to end this real quickly. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure that you subscribe, get access to all those emotes and all that shit. Otherwise, we outie. Have a good night. Bye-bye.